Yeah.
Weezy out of here.
Welcome back, everybody, to the finals here of Go4. This is the wrong map, isn't it? Yeah, this is the wrong map.
SMH,
That's the
freaking
wrong map.
amateur, dude.
Amateur. Wow, that was embarrassing. So that's my bad, completely. Wow, that's sad. Here, let me turn you guys up as well. Wow, I feel like a retard now.
It's all good, man. Happens to the best of us.
It's all good to go.
But anyway, we can start talking about the matchup, I guess. So we got Investigation File and Certainty, two very strong teams that have taken they've taken down a lot of the top players in this game. Certainty had a very difficult side of the bracket yesterday, having to take down Slinky's team as well as Big Baller. So they had a lot of adverse. How do you say that word?
Adversity?
Adversity. Yeah, that's how you say that word. There we go. Against them yesterday. So, I mean, they really proved themselves yesterday, I would say. Especially because it's Coastline. Especially in a lot of those games, they had to fight from behind to start the map out. So,
right.
Again, it's going to be interesting to see here, and especially since we have Iron Razor on Investigation File this week and not Angel Feed. So that's going to be bringing that fragging power. So your boy King Feeds is not going to be with us.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty big pickup for IF because Razor is an extremely good player, and although he might not have the experience and like the amount of wins that Angel Feeds does, I think he does add that additional fragger onto IF, which just gives them more versatility and more firepower. And then when you look at the community vote, it was 69% in favor of IF and 31% for Certainty. So, I mean, that's to be expected. IF is obviously one of the titans, probably the titan besides 95 in North America for Xbox right now. So I'd say it's to be expected that they should be the favorites going into this. But honestly, Certainty's played really well. We scrimmed them the other day and they kind of slammed us. And I think with Elvis and Reflexes in their lineup, they really have some big fraggers as well. So I think it'll be interesting. Plus just the way that Certainty's been able to come back from those games. I know they were down, I think 2-6 or what was it against Big Baller? And then even the last round.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, 2-6. And then even on the last round, overtime match point, they were in a 4v2 and they just kept their composure and brought it back 4 versus 2 on overtime match point. So I don't know. I think they've been there this Go4, and they might just be like feeling it this time, just thinking that this is their time to step up and prove that it's time for a new champion.
I agree, and I was actually talking to both teams before we started streaming here just a little bit ago. Also, if you guys want to check out the Twitch and make sure that your voices are loud enough, that'd be good.
Okay.
And then
I'll check it out right now.
I was talking to both teams before. Coastline, right? I have it right, Coastline?
Yeah, Coastline.
All right. So now we'll be getting into things. So, yeah, like I was saying earlier, I was in their party talking to some of the players on IF and on Certainty, and they both seem very confident here with their position. As of right now, and this is a map, Coastline, that's gonna favor both teams, I would say, as it's a map that we see IF we've seen IF slam some teams on, but it's also a map that Certainty played a lot yesterday. So
yeah, I would say honestly this is one of IF's best map. And then who's Orange Team? Is Orange Team Certainty on this map? I'm assuming.
Yes, Orange Team is Certainty.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense that they're gonna ban the Glaz, as Vivid's Glaz play is really just known to be like exceptional on this map. So I think smart bans coming out from both teams so far, taking the Blackbeard away from, I think Reflexes plays Blackbeard on this team.
Yeah, Reflexes, and I mean it's a ban against Inrio as well, so it's gonna be the double-edged sword. The Echo will come out as well.
These are pretty standard bans so far. Nothing too crazy yet.
I'm predicting a Legion coming up right now.
Legion?
Yeah. Legion or maybe Valkyrie. As Valkyrie is something that we've seen Azure play a lot, so I'd imagine they'll ban that. Possibly against the Pulse.
There's Pulse. It seems like they want to get rid of some of the intel ops, so or Echo and Pulse are really just going to help with that plant, especially playing underneath this map. Exactly. Underneath is really powerful, especially with that Pulse.
So we will get right into things here. It will be investigation file going on to attack first. So we will be seeing that get right underway. I'm just trying to fix some of these bands. There they go. So I'm going to put the overlay up now. So yep, there we are. So again, this will be map number 1 and of our best of 3 series. So I'm excited. I've been excited all day to cast this match. I left class a little bit early. I told my teacher, yo, I got a meeting I got to go to. Is it cool if I leave like 45 minutes early? And he's like, sure, bro, I don't really care. So I left a little bit early from class to come back and cast this. So hopefully it proves, hopefully the hype here proves to be as real as I've put it up to be.
Yeah, I think it should be a really close game. I know the last time Certainty played IF was on Villa and it was 8-7 in favor of IF, but I think that was a different roster for them.
I was talking to Certainty, and this is a grudge match for them. As the last 3, I think the last 4 Go4s that they've been in, IF has been the one to take them out. So finally being on the other side of the bracket, able to make it to the finals, and that will allow for them to possibly have the chance to beat IF in a best of 3. Which, I mean, a best of 3 is always going to be proving who the better team really is, as you've got to play possibly 3 different maps in order to finally get the win. But
yeah, definitely. I think the best of 3 really just highlights the adaptability of the teams. So they're going to have a lot of, I'm assuming they already know the tendencies from each other just from playing, like you said, 4 times last 4 Go4s. But really just going to show who's better to adapt on each team and really who can figure out what the other team's doing and shut it down. And I think that's where IF is going to excel because they have that experience, they have the adaptability, they have all the known players, all those guys that have been in this situation before and can pick apart the defense really.
yeah, everybody except for Razor. I mean, Razor has won 1 Go4 and 1 monthly. So he does get into a nice fight here with the band or the Jaeger in front of the front desk. Or not the Jaeger, was that the Legion? Or the,
yeah,
or the
I think
dock?
it was the
dock, yeah, dock of reflexes. So this is something that me and Joshi highlighted last night in their matchup against Deathly. We're really wanting to see reflexes play this dock. He's been promoted and gonna actually spot the head of the sledge, but Razor with the ACOG is gonna take down reflexes. So the dock not proving so successful in this round. Looks as though it's actually going to be going
go for the plant.
Yeah, the smokes and the candelas are going to try to cover as the push does come out. So the down actually from the Maestro as Razor going to get a team kill and a kill, but Blur picks up 1 and it's a flurry as Blur, Lerm, Elvis are all going to find kills at the end of the round. So excellent.
Yeah, that was just a really hasty plant right there from IF. Granted, they did get that initial pick onto the dock, playing behind the bar, but they didn't really give Razor time to take that map control in the main lobby and control bathroom. So with the bathroom control still being held by the Maestro on that team, it was pretty easy for him to just get on his Maestro cam and say, hey, he's planting right here, go ahead and wallbang this. And then he did get the down onto Azure. It just seemed like they didn't really have the control that they needed right there, as it looks like Azure is going to go ahead and get hit off.
Is it DDoS o'clock?
I think his Wi-Fi resets every hour, every other hour, so it might just be that time.
It might be DDoS o'clock.
Yeah. And what Ora, you might be able to chip in on this. What I saw was no one went upstairs.
Right. It just seemed like a really easy plant. I don't know if they saw something on their drones like, hey, they're all off-site. Let's just try to go ahead and get this plant down real quick. But I think maybe they might have misdroned the Maestro in bathroom or something, but it just seemed like a bit of an oversight to try to plant in service if you knew that there's a Maestro right next to the bathroom where he can just get that easy wallbang with the Maestro cam set up and pinging Azure as
they want attack? Okay. Maybe that's what's wrong?
Well, they already played out that one round, so
I mean,
that round
I told them if they wanted attack that they should switch over to it, because I'll just fix my overlay depending on what they do. But
that's
it's interesting. They already played out the round. I don't know. It looks like it was DDoS. It looks as though Israel is back online, so.
Yeah, it was probably just his Wi-Fi resetting, because I know he plays on hotspot, so that's probably what it was. But yeah, I just want to go ahead and like reiterate right there. We saw very different play styles, or not really different, but usually IF is thorough on their clear and they wait to get man advantage before they go in. But that just seemed a little hasty to me. And then for certainty, that was just aggressive peeking right there, and with some aggressive stick players on their team. I think that's really to be expected, as we saw the Doc peeking wide on that front door, ended up getting punished by Razor. So I think this might come down to whoever's landing their shots, really, because I think we can expect that aggressive nature to come out from certainty.
I agree.
But yeah. Do you have anything to add, Josh?
Nothing really right now.
Josh is muted right now, but
Oh, God,
Yeah, sorry,
Josh.
I was taking notes, so I didn't want my
Oh, no.
keyboard clacking. So
Oh,
That's
of
all
course,
good.
our excellent note taker here of Taco Joshi.
that's my job, man.
do you have anything about that round? But yeah, like you said, lack of verticality, lack of map control. I think.
Yeah, I
Unless
mean
they're
that
going for
sledge
that
after he
hasty
got
plant.
that pick on reflexes, I was kind of expecting him to maybe repel up and go straight into master and VIP, start hitting holes in the roof and start looking down and starting some vertical pressure,
Right.
moving people out of corners and start getting them in the open.
Yeah, definitely. Because once that was a big pick that he got on Doc there, because they could have put pressure on that Maestro from the lobby, from above, but yeah, like I said, they just chose to ying it out and go in. And I think it might have worked if that Maestro wasn't in the bathroom right there.
Yeah, absolutely. The second the Maestro got the shot. Who was the Maestro? Was it Blur?
Yes.
I think it was Blur on the Maestro, yeah. And then, yeah, like I said,
Who were the bands again on attack?
Glaz,
Glaz,
BB,
right.
Echo,
Glaz and
and
Blackbeard.
Pulse.
Echo
Yep.
and Pulse.
And those are total target bans. I mean, gosh.
Oh yeah, completely.
Glaz is for Vivid, and then Reflexes last night on this map against Deathly. He was 8-1 going into the third round
Yes.
with Blackbeard with an
Mhm.
ace in the second round. It was like, whoa, kid's cracked right now.
Oh yeah, a Blackbeard was definitely something that was strong. We saw Reflexes play, and looks as though everyone is back in. So I'm just gonna wait for a few, or I guess I'll just start it, because I mean, hopefully everyone's ready. Hopefully Azura didn't go to watch anime or something like that. But
I'm pretty sure Inryo is actually the anime connoisseur
Oh,
on
really?
IF, if my facts are correct.
Yeah.
who is?
Azur just went outside real quick, took a glance at the
Azur
bench.
is just a freak
That-
in general,
yep,
but
there it is.
Inryo is the weeb of the team.
All right, so we will get back into the things here, as it is 1-0 in favor of Certainty.
Winning in kitchen.
Exactly.
Going upstairs to Hookah too.
Yeah, interesting to see where they're going to put these mirrors on Hookah. There's a lot of different places you can play them on the between the sites. Connecting Hookah to billiards in the hallway is a common spot, but maybe they might try an offsite hold with Mira. Interesting that Mira was unbanned, and then also smart 6-pick in my opinion there for Elvis to hop off that Val because he sees Giddy's on the IQ.
And the IQ is something that we see investigation file bring a lot, because they always like to stick at least one person on the IQ, because I mean with the intel and the meta at the current moment, it's a lot of intel and a lot of pulse, a lot of echoes, a lot of Valkyrie cameras, and Elvis is he's comfortable on the Valkyrie as we saw from yesterday, but I feel like he's a little bit more comfortable on that Vigil, that roaming role.
Right, Vigil just making it a little bit harder to drone out, and then I'm not sure if they brought a Jackal this round. No, they didn't bring a Jackal this round, so that's just going to make the roam a little more powerful. And we'll see how they set up the site here. Just looks like a traditional setup right here where you reinforce VIP so you can't get that crossfire. And then yeah, Blur's just going to put down that default mirror on
And they
the
will
far
put
right
down
of the
yeah,
wall.
exactly, which was something that we actually saw, at least I saw Certainty have a little bit of troubles with, at least attacking yesterday. I mean, this mirror isn't too difficult to destroy. I mean, all you really need to do is put someone down inside of Sunrise and buck up
Right.
onto the mirror, right?
Yeah, it looks like Vivid's going to go ahead and plan on doing that. As I saw his drone is just sitting in Sunrise Bar right now, and that mirror is not too hard to clear. And once you have that mirror cleared, I think Ellis might go for a run out here or just prep the door open, but he will be droned out somehow. But yeah, like I said earlier, just the aggression right here from Team Certainty really is making them check their angles as Inrio sees pre-aiming this open door right here. This is going to make them take that extra 1 or 2 seconds to check their angles and make sure that they're not going to get caught off guard by a run out or anything like that.
Yeah. And is Elvis over there in Sunrise Bar again or no?
He's in. He's
Oh
at the
no,
bathroom
that's the upstairs and
so
bathroom.
he's gonna be on a deep roam. It looks as though the sledge is gonna open up that main window and will rappel back up. So if he doesn't drone out the vigil, this could be an easy kill for Elvis. But looks as though Razor is just gonna be going over to watch a few angles and opening up that hatch, possibly for later in the round. But again, the attack is gonna start to come out onto offices. They're trying to get Vivid on the Buck inside of Sunrise, which they already have. So they have yet to. They actually have opened up the mirror. So the Buck doing good work right away here. Looks as though Blur is just looking to see if he can't find a nice
Pick through
here.
the floor.
Yeah.
Right.
And could actually
I like
find
the
the IQ. Just barely gonna miss the shots.
Taking some shots right there.
Yeah.
But I like the control that's being established here by IF. They're not cutting any corners. As it looks like Azur is going to go ahead and go up onto the balcony. But with that mirror open, Azur can really use those Capital bolts to cut off rotation between the sites. And they could stick a plant here. But the only thing stopping them is, Reflex gets a pick with Maestro,
Ooh,
and
a
it will
nice
be traded
grenade
out
from
by
Vivid. Gonna take down Blur, so that's the Ella or the Mira taken down. But you've also lost the sledge, so that's some more grenades and a nitro cell off the board for both teams. So a lot of plant denial and area denial for both teams taken off of the board. So
Right. Looks like Vivid's expecting a flank, but I'm not sure he knows how close that Vigil is to him. His Vigil is in the courtyard, but no, it looks like Azur is peeking towards him, so they do know the Vigil's in the courtyard. Let's see if they're able to shut this down. This will be a good pick for them, but no, they're just going to choose to ignore him.
yeah,
As Vigil will just play the long game in the courtyard. They know he's there, but they're going to go ahead and go for the execute right here. As he can
reflexes.
raise the smoke by reflexes. So without the glass, like I said, without Vivid playing that glass, the smoke goes two ways. So just because you can't see them, that also means they can't see you. So
exactly. And we
a nice spray reflexes there. But he will get down from below by Buck. So it looks like Inria's going to go and go for the plant here with Giddy covering. But the Buck doesn't know that the mirror's down, so he's still going to be watching that angle. Astro's going to peek up and try to stop the plant. Giddy doesn't able to get the kill. He's reloading. Astro getting another kill. Almost onto the IQ, but now it's just up to Buck and IQ to clutch this round out. And up there's the flank right there from Elvis. So not looking good for IF this round, as it's another, I wouldn't say sloppy, but just another push right there shut down by the Maestro, as the Maestro's been causing them all kinds of problems so far in this game.
That is 2 rounds in a row.
Yeah, in a row that the Maestro has been able to stop the plant in its dead tracks. But again, Giddy will not find a single kill as Learn peeks all the way over from Hookah. So an excellent angle there from him, able to take down that IQ. So as you were saying, without the smoke from Vivid, it makes those pushes a lot tougher. And
Right.
They're like you said, they're two ways. It's not like the smoke screen is like a barrier or anything that stops bullets from coming through. I mean, if you really wanted to stop the bullets, I mean, possibly run the Montaigne here. It has been left unbanned, so it could be a possibility to put Azur on that Montaigne roll, but
yeah, we have seen him play Montaigne in the past, but like you said earlier, the smokes are two-way, so as soon as he smokes it right there, Maestro and his 81 mag, he's just able to peek right through that, because with no glass, he can just contest that freely and just start spraying through, and he happened to land a lucky shot there on Azur, and it really just stopped the round in its tracks right there.
And Elvis showing that Valkyrie again, but 6 picking again to another operator. This time he's going Alibi, so let's see what he does this time.
Yeah, always interesting to see the Alibi. I'm curious to see what they do with this. As they do go blue bar, Penthouse is, I would say, I'm not really a big fan of Penthouse, but blue bar is a weird site, because you have to have strats for this, otherwise it becomes one of the worst sites in the game. But I'm curious to see what they're going to set up upstairs to try and protect the above to hold down the site. Because for this round, really, it really is just like a secondary hookah hold almost, where if you lose that hookah and they get that hatch open, it becomes really easy to plant in Sunrise.
Exactly, and it looks as though we're going to be seeing the same castle strat that we saw yesterday, Josh.
Yeah,
with those 3 barricades here. Actually, the last one will go inside of the door right here into offices. So, gonna choose to leave courtyard open and possibly play somebody close to this. I would imagine that this last wall will be reinforced by Astro. So, as I was saying yesterday, I really like this castle strat. It really chooses to funnel the attackers in through very limited lines of sight, but again,
yeah, it really cuts off a lot of the crossfires.
Oh, yeah.
This is a good setup for sure.
Here we have Inrio gonna be getting that angle onto the bar. Will spot out the Maestro, but won't be able to actually land. Actually, no, that's an alibi behind the bar. Yeah. So Elvis gonna be taken down to just about 20 or 30 HP. As Reflex is here looking to yet again contest with the buck of I Am Razor.
Yeah.
So
Razor and Reflex is in a little rematch there at the front door, but no, Razor's gonna say no to that one this time.
exactly, and Reflex is not gonna waste his run out just yet. Try to throw away his life. He's gonna play it a little bit more safe, but an aggressive peek from Astroworld outside of the kitchen window, and Elvis will take down one as well. So that is the sledge and the ash chicken off the board. Elvis hit a nice shot, it seemed, up through those bars onto the head of Inrio. So another excellent round from Certainty, as it looks as though the buck is gonna get aggressive in, and Lerm will shut him down with the crouch lean spam. A minute 30 left in the round, and it's already a 5v2 in favor of Certainty, leaving just the Capiteo and the IQ left to fight against 5.
Then all soft destruction is gone, except for if IQ wants to use her
Breach charges.
breach charges, yeah.
Right, this round here
Ooh.
is just kind of getting out of hand right now. Like, IF is, I don't know what they're doing right now, or not what they're doing, but they seem to just be getting picks super early. I don't think they've had man advantage in any of these rounds, and Elvis is going to get another pick there onto the
Capiteo.
Capitao through the floor, yeah. And it just seems like they don't know what to do about these strats that Certainty's running, the castle strat, just throwing them off their game. As this is, like I said earlier, this is one of IF's considered best map, and especially if such an attacker-sided map usually is Coastline. And it's kind of concerning right now if you're an IF fan to see them struggling this hard on Coastline, which is their best map, and on top of that being on attack first.
And if you notice, everybody on Certainty is playing so passively. Like, you have Lerm all the way in blue bar. Like, nobody is going for any of the kills. We'll actually try to find the gunfight onto the IQ, as she has made her way over towards the balcony. So you can tell Certainty really wants to lock out this round and not throw anything. But the castle will get aggressive up the main stairs. Giddy will shut that down. Hops right over, misses a few shots onto Reflexes, so that'll allow him to catch out the flying IQ, flying off of the top railing. So yeah, another excellent defense. That's 3 in a row. So they've made it one successful rotation. So they will be allowed to go back to their first in primary site of kitchen and service. So, I mean, it's likely that we see them win this again. I mean, we haven't really seen much adaptability from Investigation File. We'll be bringing in the double hard destructor yet again. So, I hope, like you said earlier, Josh, that they choose to go upstairs and use that soft destruction, because I mean, that's very useful for helping clearing out some of those anchor rolls.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
and then like you saw in that last round for Blue Bar, they're not really focused on holding upstairs. They're mainly focused on making the site very linear with the castle strats and just extending the site on the ground floor. But I feel like IF could read into that and maybe start to go above them a little more and use that like you said, that double soft breach of Buck and Sledge, try to get a pick through the floor. But I just like them to try and stick a different plant this time on their kitchen attack, as it seemed last time like they just got baited right into sticking that service plant, and they didn't really have
the
map
first
control
time they went
needed.
here. It was kind of just a rush into this the service entrance here. I don't
Right,
even think
and
they
then
had
with
any
that Maestro
smokes.
cam, yeah, they did have smokes, and they smoked the rotate hole
Mhm.
because they had the jackal last time. But that Maestro cam that we just saw blur place right there, it just completely saw Azura, I'm sure, and then they just called it out. Hey, he's planting right here. Easy denial for Maestro through the bathroom.
Yeah, so again, looks as though we're gonna be seeing Elvis actually playing the Legion this time, as Reflexes will go back onto his dock. Looks as though he's gonna be sitting again in main lobby. We'll be seeing it looks like actually a possible office in Hookah take in Sunrise.
Yeah, it looks like this time they're going to take from Sunrise and try to plant on the other side rather than from the kitchen service side. But yeah, like I said earlier, they're using this castle to their advantage. They're trying to really hold down that blue bar. So we'll see if IF is going to have some sort of clear to get them out of this side of the west side of the map.
Yeah, and yet
And
again,
Elvis, he's back
Elvis.
behind that Sunrise bar.
Yes, sir. He loves the Sunrise bar very much, and that's what
Did
I
he
think-
get 3 picks last round sitting under there? Did he get
Yes.
3 people come and peek that
Yes.
same hole and he got all 3?
Yes. And we saw him play that in the matchup against Deathly, as I Am Razor will get the first kill for his team, so that's actually reflexes on the dock. That's that long angle that we saw Slinky get downed by from main lobby. Inrio gonna get another kill for his team, so this is looking like a better round for IF, as they've got 2 picks early on, and they're looking to push the momentum back in their favor. Minute 50 left in the round. As
really good start there by IF as they put the man advantage in their favor. But as soon as I say that, the caster curse, Astroworld is going to get a trade, but he's going to play that long angle against the ACOG. Very risky. They will just go for some pre-fires and retreat back to site in a 4v3.
IF does not want to go down 4-0 on their own map.
No.
Yeah, I'm not sure which team picked which map, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that this is IF's map, and you definitely do not want to go down 4-0 on your map on attack, so...
It could actually be Certainty's map, as I know that they enjoy playing this map as well. So both teams really enjoy playing this map. As looks as though the Candelas will start to come out. The castle will be spotted out. Azure gonna get 2 easy kills as they're all blind. It's just going to be the Jaeger now of Astroworld to fight against 4. Going for the pre-fires, but they won't land, and Giddy finds that kill on to Astroworld. So finally, some momentum being swung in favor of Investigation File, as they'll get their first round here onto the primary site of Certainty.
Yeah, and that looked like a much better execute to me than their first kitchen. They looked like they had the map control they needed. They got control of that blue and pink bar, and they got the man picks that they needed, putting it in a 5v3 for them. And although one of those kills was traded out, I like the use of the Ying there, really making sure that entire front side is clear, and then with the Zofia on the kitchen window, it made for a very easy plant. So well executed right there from IF, able to really shut down Certainty from taking a ton of momentum.
Yeah.
And going up 4-0, obviously that's very concerning. So good on IF for putting up a round right there, and let's see if they can continue to do the same thing, as it looks like Certainty will be going back to the kitchen defense.
This time, though, Elvis has traded to Vigil off of that.
It looks like with Elvis, I mean, Elvis likes the Vigil, and again the dock from reflexes. So this is the dual combo that we saw work so well for them last night when they were down against Deathly. They brought the dock and the Vigil, and they just completely fragged out against Deathly.
Right, with the aggressive sticks, it's honestly.
Why is everybody messaging me on Xbox saying the N-word? Y'all gotta stop that.
But yeah,
that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
With the dock and the Vigil, it looks like they're really just going to be taking the fight to IF, as we saw in the first 2 rounds. That round, they just kind of played their angles and allowed IF to get map control, so we'll see how it works out for them. Looks like they're going to be going back to that more aggressive playstyle, switching off of the Legion and off of the Castle and onto the Vigil.
So we will be seeing again the blue and sunrise bar take, as Inrio going to be doing a little bit of his own drone work here. I actually really like these holes, as long as Reflex is able to hit those shots, which most often he is. It's an excellent play there to play from all the way in the main lobby and try to take those long angles. But again, Inrio making his way, gonna choose to use his gun instead of the breaching charge to make a few holes in the wall and try to find this Maestro playing behind the Sunrise Bar. So it's actually not going to be Elvis this time playing behind Sunrise Bar. It will be the Maestro. So Blur actually going to be allowed to rotate right out, as the Buck will open up the roof above him, but there isn't flank watches. Blur will get an easy kill onto Iron Razor as he jumps out, but Buck with the shotgun in his face is going to drop the hatch and take him out. So an excellent play there from Vivid to refrag his teammate.
Yeah, really good trade right there from Vivid. And they do clear out the Maestro, so that is the only plant now besides smoke. If maybe one small minor adjustment, maybe play the dock in the site so he can heal himself. But the Maestro, I mean, it play an even trade, 'cause they lose the sludge, they lose the Maestro. So, but
They
Reflex
still
is
do
still
have
holding
Buck.
down the lobby. They do still have Buck, but Reflex is still holding down that lobby. Is really going to be a powerful position for them, especially with all those pre-opened holes that they made into the blue bar. Reflexes could get a pick here from that long angle playing with the ACOG. And it looks like Azur is going to maybe walk into his site here, as he is playing a dangerous game right now. But with all that barbed wire there and reflexes holding this angle, if they go for that same Ying plan on, this could be capitalized on by Certainty. But it looks like they're aware of his presence in the main lobby, and Azur's just going to watch that flank for a little bit and make sure that they're not going to get shot from lobby.
Giddy droning for him too, giving him intel. So
Right. And it looks like Giddy will go upstairs. They're not sure if it's clear upstairs. With only 40 seconds left, they need to go ahead and get a push going here. Giddy's not aware of the one to his right on 90, and he will get capitalized by Elvis on the Vigil. So another flank by Elvis, but Azur is going to be pushing the side again. Azur on the Ying, doing the same thing as last time. Vivid elsewhere, getting another pick on Buck. So it's all down to the smoke and the... Vigil gets another pick from up top. Big kill right there, really swinging the round back in his favor as it's now Azur in a 1v2, but he will get that kill and know that the last one's up top, so it's going to be down to Elvis to rotate back to the site as Azur will try and stick the plant. Elvis knows that the plant's going down. He's getting pings onto Inrio. Will Azur try and stick the res? Let's see. He peeks wide, and he will go for the risky res right here, putting it in a 2v1, so they know Elvis is going to have to come from one direction. Elvis peeks wide. He misses the shots. He knows there's another one following up, holding that 81 mag, but he will get one kill onto Azur. So now it's just Inrio versus Elvis in a 1v1. Inrio knows where he is. They both know each other's location. He's refinding the common spots, but no! Inrio with a nice shot there on the Ash. So Azur showing that the pickup is the right option right there, as Inrio will clutch out the round for his team. A really nice shot there. And a nice effort from Elvis, really showing off the game sense with that impact from right above. Really almost swung a round back into their favor that, in my opinion, they should not have won. But a really nice play by Elvis, but a nice clutch there from Inrio and Azur.
And it might have been thanks to those Maestro cameras from Blur, giving him that intel that the plant was going down on top of that countertop. But again, it's a fairly standard spot, so possibly just game sense, as you said. But again, that's the second round now for Investigation File. They look to possibly tie it, as both teams may go 3-0 here back to back. We'll be Hookah now, so gonna switch up the site a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like IF was just, I'm not really say warming up, but they're really showing the coordination now, and let's see if Certainty can now be the ones to adapt to IF, as IF has shown that they are able to put up some rounds. So this is a big round right here. Going down 4-2 is never good, so if you're Astro World's team, Certainty, you are going to want to put this round and maybe start to put this game away. 4v2 would be a very good scoreline, especially on defense on Coastline.
Exactly, and we'll be seeing I believe it's the same lineup, but as last time. I don't know if they had the smoke or the mute or not, but
I don't believe so. I think this is the first time we've seen Elvis run mute.
So
Yeah, Elvis was on the Vigil last round, I believe, on Hookah. I think. I'm not sure.
Or it was I'm pretty sure it was Vigil. It's like it's a safe bet to say that he was on Vigil. He normally runs the Vigil, but Inrio actually gonna be carrying that diffuser as he possibly tries to drone himself into offices here. As yet again, that's going to be the push. It seems as though that's like the primary place to push on this site. Is it's gonna help for this, especially for that mirror window that the Maestro is going to be playing on right now. And if Vivid is actually aware of it, he could possibly go for a nade, but the Maestro might just be sitting on the hatch. As Vivid actually going to possibly go for a grenade here. This could be a really helpful grenade, but no, it actually looks as though the Maestro has been downed from somewhere. That might have been Razor, yes, on the window. So
yeah, Razor on that rappel there.
From him.
Yeah, with the Buck underneath comboed with the sledge on this window, whoever's playing in Hookah is a sitting duck right now, and it looks like they're both trapped in that corner by the hatch there. The ADS just saving them from Vivid's nade, as he could have gotten a double kill there. Still has one left though, so let's see if the ADSs were burned and Vivid can get this nade kill, but they might lose Hookah here, as Razor Yup will catch one rotating out, so that's man advantage for IF, and it looks like they are really learning how to take control of the site with the person on the window contesting it. But Asher will going to peek with the castle, but effectively IF has pushed them out of Hookah, so not really anyone to contest Hookah.
Yeah, so
yeah, they definitely have control of Hookah now.
I mean, that's gonna. I mean, what kind of a push do you make when you have control of Hookah? Because I mean, there's still the main stairs that you can hold, but wow, a flurry of kills actually. Is Iron Razor will go on to Blur, but Astroworld gonna finally find that kill onto the sledge. So did get 2 kills in the round and did take out the Mira and the Maestro, so that's 2 very big picks, but
Astroworld looked for this run
Astroworld
out,
with an ill-advised run out right
Yeah.
there. Probably heard the one repelling and expected an easy kill, but no, Giddy's ready for that. So now in a 4v2, it's really on to the Jaeger and the Mute to make a play here and try to swing this round back in favor of Certainty. But it looks like no, IF will rotate. With those man advantage, they're not going to go for the standard Aqua take. And Azurwish can be laying down some pre-fires right there, as it looks like they're about ready to go for the execute. They know he's on the Mira. They're waiting. They keep seeing him peek up.
It's just
They're
a
just
game
going to
of peekaboo.
play a game of peeks right now.
Ooh,
As
an excellent grenade from
Vivid
Vivid will
here.
take him down.
4v1 and the plant's going down, and Vivid will
Ooh.
get another kill. I'd say that round is 100% on the back of Vivid right there. Really getting nice kills with those nades, and then with the buckshot, or the buck right here.
Vivid
Really nice shot through
and
the hole.
definitely Razor, as Razor was able
Yeah.
to take down both the Maestro and the Mira. So that's 1 Nitro Cell and those Maestro cameras locked in place. So that's 2 big sources of Planta now from the defense that they couldn't have in the late game.
Yeah, definitely. But as it starts to swing back in IF's favor, they brought it back down 0-3 to now it's 3-3. So we'll see if they can take this momentum into defense, as they will be bringing pretty much the same lineup for Kitchen as Certainty, with Azure on the Rook, switching to the Valkyrie. So no IQ for the team of Certainty. Interesting that they chose to switch that onto the hard breach of Habana. So IF not choosing to run a hard breacher at all on their attacks, and choosing to bring the IQ instead for maybe a little extra utility, but not able to open any hard walls. So we'll see how Certainty plays with the hard breacher.
So it will be Kitchen and Service for the first site yet again. So fairly typical, as that's what we saw Certainty choose to go to for their first site. So
What I'm thinking is that Habana's going to go in the courtyard and open up that wall. Oh, well, Maestro's already opening up that wall for them. But that's what we saw last night when they played. The Habana jumped in the courtyard and opened up some peek holes on that wall right there, but
5 seconds to go.
could be switching it up on them.
Yeah, definitely. Those holes really could help out either team depending on whether they're able to hold upstairs. But if you actually hop on that blacktop, you can see all the way to the kitchen window right there. So a powerful angle being opened up for either team depending on who controls it. But it looks like Certainty is going to be going for the office and blue bar push that we saw work out both times, I think, for IF when they attacked kitchen. So both times they attacked kitchen from offices, they ended up managing to take the round. The only round they lost on kitchen was their first round, where they went for that quick plant. But it seems like both teams are going to try and take from offices, so we'll see how IF holds it down compared to how the team of Certainty.
looks as though this battle will actually continue between Reflexes and I Am Razors. The roles have been switched now. Reflexes will be on the sledge on the outside, and it'll be I Am Razor fighting from the inside behind the bar. But it's quite funny how they both play similar roles, it seems, on their teams.
So yeah, they're both getting really aggressive here. A nice Valcam. This is just really going to provide them a lot of intel on where the push is coming from, and without the without the IQ, that Valcam will stay there the whole round. But two picks there.
Blur with the Legion Trap in him is gonna bait Giddy into him, so excellent play there from him, and that's another pick also onto the Jaeger as well. So Elvis finding that kill is, he might have a nice angle onto the Valkyrie playing inside of Service, but looks like we'll just miss each other's heads, as Valkyrie will send a couple of free fires. But a minute 30 in the round, and still plenty of time to possibly go for a reset onto Blur, and I mean, that would be possibly the best decision here if you want to go for that reset now, rather than never. As again, the push is coming from the Sunrise bar, so still have the Maestro cameras along with the 2 Nitro Cells from Vivid and Azure, and it's interesting to see that those Habana pellets went onto that wall. It's a nice actually wallbang there from Elvis, will down the Mute, so that could possibly get found out, as Elvis will go for the quick drone. He does spot out that the Mute has been down and could possibly go for the rush here, but he might get a little bit too aggressive, as could possibly lead to his undoing, as the Valkyrie will peek wide to try to cover the pickup, but there won't be any kills found as the Nitro will come out, but Azure gonna get killed out right away. But it looks as though a pre-placed Nitro from Vivid as he takes down Lerm and takes down Reflexes, so it's now a 1 or 2v3, but Inrio actually gets the team kill onto Vivid as he has the Alda in hand. The plant is going down. They're gonna have to attack back against 2 as the post-plant positions will come out from Certainty. Drone, and even a drone here from Elvis, as he's going to be giving his teammates a lot of intel to watch.
Right, so we're going to need to see a really impressive play here from Inrio as the attackers have all the advantage right now. Maestro just looking for these kills. He knows that one's in courtyard, but he doesn't know he's prone right next to him. He will get the kill on the Blur, however, so now he puts in a 1v1. He knows he's in courtyard. He's going to have to go for the kill here. He's in that corner, and he will get the kill.
Oh, and the clutch from
Inrio with
what
a monster clutch right there.
On the Alda. That's the perfect weapon for Inrio to clutch up a situation on a 1v3 against the Thatcher, the Hibana, and the Ash. So, and in a post-plant positioning for the defense. It's you gotta think that that peek from the Hibana inside of Sunrise was a little bit too ill-advised and not needed, and that's possibly what threw the round there. As
yeah, I agree
with the Ash.
With the player in courtyard and the other player Hibana in the Sunrise bar, you know he has to push out of that kitchen doorway. That's just a simple crossfire right there that should be established, and that could really come back to hurt Certainty in these future rounds, as these rounds are so close so far. It's 4-3. That round really could swing the entire game, as they got to be feeling a little bit defeated right now, as IF has put up 4 rounds in a row on them with a really nice clutch there from Inrio.
Inrio right there to showing why he's one of the best on Xbox.
Yeah, definitely. Inrio is showing off why IF has won. I think they won last Go4 and maybe 95 one before that, but just showing why
they've won they got the hat trick, so they're looking for their 4th in a row.
Yeah.
Against Certainty. So again, Elvis looks as though he might be a little bit cracked out yet again tonight, as he is going 8-4. A much more even scoreboard for IF is. I mean, the scores are the kills count and the scores are all very close. But I mean, again, it's not all about kills, as we say so much in this game. It's about how your team plays as a whole. So we try not to look at stats too much, but we don't have stuff like CGG does. We don't have a cost or anything. I don't even know what that even means. So
it means kills, objectives, survival
trade.
Survival trade, yeah. So yeah, just both teams really playing very well with individual performances. The clutch there from Inrio, and then earlier the clutch from Azure, and I think Inrio again, yeah. But really, for Certainty, you gotta calm down and relax here. IF's put up 4 rounds in a row. You gotta make sure those comms are clear and that no one's getting frustrated at each other. You gotta maintain your composure and be like, okay, guys, it's only take it 1 round at a time. We gotta bring it back right here. As they will, looks like they're going for the same underneath strategy as IF did.
Yeah, and it looks as though Elvis is gonna be possibly using these holes that the defenders have made to his advantage. So could catch some of the defenders inside of Aquarium off guard, as it looks as though that will be, I believe, the smoke? Yeah, the smoke. Gonna be holding this angle here as his teammate just dances across the jungle from the other side. I don't, who is that? I don't even know who's in. It's okay, it's Azure.
This is Azure.
Okay. So the angle play is very excellent from IF, as they've got all the holes preset.
They're really opening up the common plant spots, but he knows that there's someone underneath him. He's going to get heavy pressure on him. They have a drone on him. They know he's there.
Ooh.
But, oh, a nice nitro cell right there from Azure onto Reflexes.
Or
and
Ezra.
Although they did lose a man, they have effectively pushed IF out of that aquarium. So not the worst case scenario here for Certainty, as they do have control of aquarium now. And it looks like they're going to be setting someone up on that main window, but they really got to make this push start to happen. It's been only a minute left, and they have not gotten any picks, and they're down in man count. So IF really probably going to turtle up here and make them try to get picks onto them.
Exactly, and still 3 smoke canisters from Vivid, and the Maestro camera is still in play from Inrio, so you gotta imagine that a lot of that utility is gonna have to be taken out by the remaining Ash charges of Elvis, hopefully, as there isn't actually a Mira here set up from IF, so they're able to push in through through Billiards Room actually fairly easy, as it looks as well that's what Blur is going to try to do right now. Hopefully to try to get the pick onto the Snoke, but no, Vivid with the excellent play there onto Blur, as Azur gets one for himself, so it's now a 5v2 in favor of the defense, as there's still one on the main window. The Ashe of Elvis is just trying to find those frags behind the main bar, but won't actually be given the angle just yet. As Lerm gonna be rotating over in through Aquarium, as Azur goes for the immediate run out, so it's now a 5v1 with just Lerm, and it's a flawless rounds from IF as Vivid cleans that kill up onto Lerm. So again, momentum heavily in favor of the investigation files. They have yet to drop a single round since going down 0-3.
Yeah, I was about to say that. They have won 5 rounds in a row.
Yeah.
Right, like I said at the beginning of the game, adaptability, that's what it all comes back to. That really separates the good teams from the great teams. And don't get me wrong, Certainty is a very good team. They've proved that just by making it to the finals, but they have to show some adaptations here, as I don't understand why they're bringing this Twitch every single round. You could bring a soft breach like Sledge, you could bring a Ying, you could bring something else, because you already have the Thatcher. So if you're worried about mutes or bandits, you already have that taken care of. And IF has not run a Mira at all during this game. So it seems like they're just playing it for the guns. And while that might work to an extent against a team like IF, where they know how to set up crossfires, they know how to make these pre-placed holes, they do just the little things. It really just, they don't leave it to gun skill alone. And that's why as controller players, it's really impressive for them to just go in and stomp teams week after week. It just shows that it's not all about gun skill, it's about adaptation and teamwork, and I think IF is just proving that once again right here.
Going to actually see Inrio play the castle role here, so, I mean, with Razor on the team, he is a Jaeger main, so Inrio won't have to play that role, it seems, but to place Inrio on a role like a castle, I mean, it's actually standard, I would say. Because, I mean, you see players like Rampy in Pro League, who's an amazing fragger and Ashe main, play Castle on defense. So, I mean, I guess, I don't know. What is the attraction to Castle, I guess is what I'm trying to get at.
I don't know. The ump is kind of hot dog water, but it also does have no recoil at all. So
I was going to say there's no recoil on that gun whatsoever.
But it's mainly just the necessity for a castle for mainly coastline in general as a map. Castle is very utilized on this, and I'm sure Inrio is just stepping up with that flexibility to play what's needed for the team.
And I guess since I mean, the only utility that Castle does bring is the impact slash bulletproof camera and those reinforced barricades. So once you put those barricades down, I mean, you don't really need the castle anymore. So that allows Inrio to go on that deep roam that he likes to do so often, without having to worry about his utility being wasted. Like on a
exactly. So all of his utilities down right here. So if he gets picked, it's not the end of the world. As he doesn't have any utility left to put down, as he already uses bulletproof and his barricades. But Astroworld sneaking onto the stairs. Does he know Giddy's presence right beneath him? As Giddy is aware, he hears the barbed wire. Let's see.
Holding the passive angle, doesn't want to give his position away too much through the barbed
and
wire.
Elvis will be joining ahead of him, so he probably saw Giddy there. Giddy runs away. Oh, Astro with the sight, blocking him, the reflex sight. As he goes for some pre-fires, but Giddy not taking the bait, not pushing up. As no, Giddy does push up the stairs. He's playing that aggressive angle. Can he get the kill? Nope. He runs away. They're just playing a little cat and mouse game right now on the stairs. But while all this has been going down, they still have yet to fight. They have not gotten any picks. And as I say that, Razor on the flank right there, just lack of flank watch from Certainty. Yeah, that's the Twitch down, and now effectively they have a pinch on this person on top of Cool Vibes, but no, Astroworld will shut down Giddy finally. It looks like they're going to try and plant on this couches here. It's the default plant for the site, but without any site control and Razor back upstairs, he can actually use those buckholes to his advantage to stop the plant, and that's what he's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to go up, but no!
The flank watch from Lerm.
Plant's going down.
Plant is going down, so Vivid's gonna have to peek here aggressively. He's behind the bomb perfectly. Will actually spot out the thermite, or the Thatcher, but no. Astroworld peeks right up, and with the reflex sight, he's gonna get the headshot right on to Vivid. And again, the Buck upstairs doing great work here. So this looks like we're gonna finally see momentum switch back in favor of Certainty, as it's now just the Inrio on the castle. Will choose to rotate up the main stairs here and go for a few pre-fires on to the Buck. playing inside of Hookah, and an excellent pre-fire there from Inrios. He's got to find 3 more now, but he won't find any, as it's a 3K, I believe, in the round for Astroworld.
Yeah, really well played right there by Certainty there. They didn't overpeak, they got the control that they needed, and they went for the execute. And although they did end up losing up top to Razor, it did not really matter, as a nice flank watch right there from Lerm really swung the round into their favor, I think.
Exactly. And I mean, again, I do want to talk about this because, I mean, it's something that, as you said, is interesting that they're choosing to do this. Again, the Twitch pick. We saw Reflexes go Twitch last round, and I mean, he died. He was the first person to die, and he didn't even do any damage to Razor on the Jaeger. So, I mean, it is a comfort pick, I would say, for them. Is, like you said, there's not any utility really that they can't destroy with those EMP grenades.
And then with the Valkyrie, the Legion, the Vigil, those are all hard countered by IQ. And I'm just not understanding maybe why they won't switch off the IQ on, or switch off the Twitch onto the IQ.
And like you said, it might just be preference of guns. Maybe they're just not comfortable with the Commando or the AUG or whatever the LMG
Yeah,
is
I'm assuming
called.
it's just the F2 just melts people in there.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
stick
but-
me on the F2, coach. Put me in. Just like I almost promoted the doc. Just I'm just gonna gun these kids because I have a better gun, and then there you go.
I feel that too, but you would think instead of bringing a Twitch, they could, you know, someone bring a Ying and someone bring an Ash. You know, get rid of the Twitches needed. You want a gunner? I mean, bring an Ash. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And they have the Zofia, which is effectively just Ash 2.0 almost with stun grenades.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, interesting to see the lineup there from Certainty, as these Valcam spies are going to be really powerful in shutting down the pushes from Certainty.
It looks as though we could actually see a plant onto service, maybe, as they have brought smokes down and reflexes on the Jackal. So they're going to be going for that roam clear, trying to get Razor out of here. He's caused a lot of havoc in this game on that deep roam. Does actually almost cheat his own Legion trap there, as he's out on the ground. So excellent game sense for him to be able to see it, but that is your teammate, so there's no need to really shoot that right now. One of Azur's Valkyrie cameras actually is going to get taken out by the Twitch drone of Lerm. So finally seeing that Twitch drone do a little bit more work than we thought in the round. But again, that's something that you could have easily shot with an IQ. But looks as though Astroworld will finally take control of Sunrise, pushing Razor out of there. I'm not sure where he went. Yep, he went upstairs towards Hookah. So still on the deep roam. It's going to be up to Reflexes to try to find him, but Reflexes isn't even pushing with the roam clears of his, I believe it's the Zofia or the Twitch upstairs? Or maybe there aren't any attackers upstairs. It looks as though the Vigil of Giddy is going to get actually tracked here finally by Reflexes. So he'll be found out inside of VIP. With a minute 30 left, he's just going to try to waste as much time as possible here.
Yeah, they have gotten some of the map control that they need, but while they do have the Jackal tracking the Vigil, it looks like they're just ignoring Razor and Giddy upstairs, and that could come back to bite them unless they're watching their flanks. So curious to see how Vigil and Jaeger are going to play these flanks. It looks like they're getting ready to go for the execute, as Vivid will be down through those open walls. It looks like the execute here is about to go down.
Oh, but a quick flank from
Razor.
Razor is going to get the down and the finish off onto Elvis, as the Zofia looks to possibly get aggressive onto the main stairs. But an excellent shot there from Lerm will take down Inrio. So that's the Maestro taken out for the round, and the pickup does come back on to but no, it's a quick flurry from Vivid and Giddy above on the top floor, as Astroworld gets one for himself, but now it's just Reflexes in a 1 versus 3. He doesn't even know where the Jaeger is, as it looks as though Razor doing 360s there, just gonna meme on Reflexes, puts us on to match point. Ooh, this is the extra style
disrespect there
points
from
for-
Razor.
Ooh.
You know, IF's got to be feeling it after that round as the 360 comes out from Razor.
You know Razor's definitely pumped up now after that one.
Razor going for the style points there. They're just putting Certainty in the dirt right there. That's just got to be demoralizing for them, as, like I said earlier, the lack of roam clear, they got the information they needed. They had him Jackal tracked, but they just left him up there, and then that really came back and bit him in the butt right there when they went
They
for that.
had
As we saw, yeah, Giddy on the flank or Giddy with the impact hole from above, and then Razor on the flank from Cool Vibes.
they had and again it's just the opposite. First round, IF had no one upstairs, and it bit him. And coming to this round, Certainty sent no one upstairs, even when they had Jackal to clear the roam. They had a Jackal to go up there, clear out the upstairs, and take control of some vertical pressure, and they ignored it. And I mean, who was it? Giddy on the.
It was Giddy and
Vigil?
Razor on the Giddy was on the Vigil, and I mean Razor was on the deep flank as well. So, I mean,
The flank. They allowed 3 or 4 kills from a flank with a Jackal on their team that they could take 2 guys upstairs and push.
Right.
They chose not to.
Yeah. And it looks like this time they're going to bring out the Montaigne, so the first Montaigne of the match is going to be played. So curious to see what they're going to do with that Montaigne, and maybe they're watching the stream. They're bringing the IQ this round for the Valkyrie.
exactly.
But-
So I like to see that they're not going to bring the Twitch this round. So hopefully that's a little bit better for the Valkyrie cameras, along with the Legion traps and the ADSs. As it looks as though we could see a aggressive play from Razor, but it doesn't look like anybody has even spawned over here for him to... Actually, no, Blur has spawned over here, and if Razor stays on those cameras, he could possibly get the kill onto him, but no, he will just rotate in through the penthouse. So Reflex is already making his way inside of offices, is trying to clear out the bar here, as those Valkyrie cameras will get spotted out by Elvis on the IQ, so... I'm liking this, like I said, I like this lineup a lot better, as they're going to be choosing to bring less fraggers, and Astrowell getting the first kill onto Razor, so that's a good kill. It looked as though that was on top of the main stairs through the window.
Yeah, a really nice pick there from Astro World, as this looks like a really strong round from Certainty right here. They already have control of Aqua with only a minute passed in the round, so really the smoke of Vivid here going to have to play very well to stop this plant, as they just have the Maestro cam backing him up, and yep, they're worried about good Claymore to stop the flank there from Astro World. So if someone flanks them, they will hear their Claymore go off. And it looks like they already have the map control they need. They got the pick. They're gonna Thatcher the Maestros, and it looks like they might try to go for the execute. And we will see, as Elvis still plays underneath. But no, the Valcams from
The late flank from Giddy, though, could actually find a lot of... is Inrio and Razor will lag out of the game, so one of those players was actually still alive. I'm not sure what happened there. Blur gonna get an easy kill onto Azura as he goes for the run out, so it's a 2v5 now for Vivid and Giddy, as one grenade will try to come up onto Vivid from below, but Elvis gonna get that kill actually from below, as Reflexes actually kills himself with that grenade. It's going to be leaving just Giddy on the flank here in through through luggage, as the Montaigne will spot him out and start to make his approach. So Giddy just going to throw down the Legion trap and run away. This isn't going to be a winnable situation for him.
Right. Definitely not winnable for Giddy right here. So it looks like he's just going to hide in the bathroom and try to give his teammates a chance to reconnect. Can't really blame him here with IF already using their rehost. Can't really fault Giddy here for just trying to take that extra 45 seconds while the bomb diffuses to try to let his guys get back in
They are
here.
trying to chase down this the Legion, as it looks as though they want to end this round as fast as possible. Blur is unable to find the Legion just yet, but Giddy could possibly get an easy kill. But no, the turn from Blur is going to take down Giddy. So it's now 6-5 in favor of Investigation Files still, but with the 2 lagging out, it looks as though Giddy will return, and I do see I Am Razor in chat, so hopefully he's able to return as well.
Right. So unfortunate there for IF with the disconnects, and we'll see if Certainty can push it into OT with it being probably a 4v5 for this round.
Unless Razor's able to get back in, he will. So he will get a random operator. It looks as though he got Castle, so it's not the most useless operator. So, but not
Yeah.
probably one of his favorite. And he does actually have the opportunity to 6-pick if he does want to. But I imagine that they're gonna want him to stay on that, as Giddy will now bring the Jaeger to the table. So this is actually looking a lot better for Certainty, as you said. That round, that push was a lot stronger with that Montaigne heading the way.
Yeah, before that round, IF won 6 out of 7 rounds.
Yes.
And so Certainty kind of put the brakes on their freight train for a second, especially after Razor kind of grabbed him by her hair and smacked him around. He kind of stopped. They kind of slowed that down for a second. So
Yeah. So we'll
that
just wait.
360 was just disrespectful, man.
Yeah,
His-
that 360 was crazy.
That was kind of dirty right there. That has to be. That's a clip right there
That's
for sure.
definitely a clip. That's going on Twitter at Reflexes.
Oh man. But yeah, like you said last round, really good execute there from Certainty as they got control of Aquarium in under a minute, and they also had Buck going underneath to get those picks. And let's see if IF changes it up here and is able to hold on to Aqua a little bit longer this time, with the castle maybe helping out. Yep, putting castle in the main window right there. So probably their goal here is to hold on to that Aquarium for a little longer.
And I would imagine that they may do the typical strategy here with castling this wall or this double door here and impacting the wall to the right. Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of pressure put on to the attackers, as the Montaigne is going to be unlikely to be able to push through this hole on the right side, especially if they don't even make it so that anybody can get through that. It looks as though Vivid not going to be opening that fully. Just going to be choosing to open up some more holes for some nitro cells, or I guess smoke canisters in this case, to be tossed up through that wall.
Right. It looks like they're going to be going for that same underneath strategy that worked so well for them last time, with the Buck and the IQ going in and droning out. And there goes Buck already down low, but it looks like Razor, no, he will be droned out there by Blur. So a good job spotting out the Buck, or a good job spotting out the castle. And Buck will go in for the kill here, but no, Razor's already rotated out.
Looks as though Razor's rotated into Courtyard. Oh! And a wall bang. I don't even think Elvis saw the punch hole before Razor hit it. So an excellent pre-fire there from Elvis. That'll take down the castle, and that's the again the hot hand of Razor, who actually isn't as hot as I thought he was. Vivid and Azur really carrying most of the weight here, but still, that's your roamer off the board. That's a big pick for the attackers. There's still Giddy is playing inside of bathroom, so he is positioning himself for the late flank as well. And yet again, the IQ from Elvis is. There isn't actually going to be a Valkyrie this time from IF, so this Valkyrie, or this IQ, a little bit less useful as she could have been if there was a Valkyrie, but still useful nonetheless. Yeah. Again, the push coming in through Aquarium as Mountain of Lerm is aware that there is still a possible roamer. Not sure if they are 100% sure about this, but Giddy is going to choose to rotate through security as he tries to find the kill onto the player below. But it's weird now that drones make that jumping noise even when no one's on them, so that is going to give away that position of the drone and possibly the flank from Giddy. But it looks as though no one is actually going to be on it at this moment. And
there's a Claymore in the doorway. I'm not sure if Giddy saw that, but there was a Claymore in that office doorway, and he does see it and he takes it out. But it looks like Certainty's already going for the execute here, so they will funnel in the site, but Giddy with a nice pick through the floor on an Astro World, so the downstairs really proving to be a powerful hold here from Giddy. Yeah, and we'll see if he can hold on to it here for the last 40 seconds, because if he is able to hold on to that, it really will make stopping this plant easy for IF. And it is match point for Certainty here, so they need this round. Let's see if Elvis is able to take him out, but no, Giddy with another pick. But no, it will be traded out by Elvis, so that's downstairs control back in favor of Certainty, but Vivid just going to be able to smoke through the wall there. A nice little smoke angle, or not angle, but smoke trick for all you smoke mains out there.
Yeah. As we will reach the 20-second mark, and it looks as though the plant gonna start to come down from Lerm as he is planting just away from that corner. So the down actually comes down onto the Maestro, and Vivid actually gotta get that kill onto Lerm. So that's the Montaigne taken out. They're gonna have to stick this plant on the Buck, who is very low HP. Still the holes from below. The cover is gonna have to come here from Elvis, but no, Inrio with the angle onto the bomb is gonna take down Reflexes. So that will be the first map here. Going in favor of IF, 7-5.
Yeah, really impressive performance there from Vivid, playing on the smoke and the Buck, really stopping that Montaigne from planting. Great job with the smoke canisters, and just a good job on IF as a whole, bringing that game back from down 0-3. Really impressive there from IF.
Yep, and so they will take the first map here. So we'll change that real quick.
Yeah, so IF won 7 of the last 9 rounds.
Yeah. After going down 0-3 to start off. Believe the second map was Border. I think it's Border. Okay, and that was IF's map. So I just got word from Giddy. So that was IF's map. So it's I mean, it's standard that they're gonna win their own map, but still going to be nonetheless still seeing that go in favor of IF. So the second map is Border. I just want to confirm it real quick with them. So that will be Certainty's map. So hopefully a little bit better of a showing on Border, or we're gonna see exactly what it is. I don't have it actually written down, but I was told that I think it was Border. I think it's Border and then Consulate, I want to say. But I'm not.
Just some
100%
notes I've taken. Both Vivid and Elvis were top fraggers on their team, both having 11 kills. That's just one quick little note I was able to take at the end, but
Perfect,
both
yeah.
doing big impacts for their team. Mostly on defense, though. They both kind of came in clutch when it came to defense. I feel like this was more of a, I mean, I don't know, it's hard to say. IF really took control at the end. I was going to say it was mostly like a defense. Their Certainty went up 3-0. IF kind of took control on offense and defense.
Yep. So we will be seeing Border be played out here between these two teams as we just wait for both of the teams to get set up here. I'm not sure if they want to take a break or not, but yeah, just gotta wait to see when word comes in from them when they want to start, and if they want to switch sides as well. But I mean, typically on Border, you want to start on attack, I would say, as prove me if, or correct me if I'm wrong, Oreo. Border is a very attacker-sided map. I mean, I'd say more attacker-sided than defensive, at least.
Oreo is muted at the moment, so he may
Oh.
be AFK.
Okay, but yeah. At least from what I've seen, at least from what I've casted so far, they want to know if they're attack or defense.
Well, Certainty did start on defense last round, so I would assume they would start on offense this game, but we will see what they want to do.
Are we ready to get into the next map? What map is next?
It's
Border?
Border.
Border.
And it looks as though they're going to be wanting to switch sides here, so I'm going to switch up the overlay real quick. In-game browser source. There we go. Update. So there we go. We'll be switched over. So IF will start on defense, right? That's what orange is defense and blue's attack. So looks like. And I was asking this before you went AFK, Oreo.
Yeah, I was getting some water. Sorry,
Yeah.
I should have said
No, you're
something.
fine. Correct me if I'm wrong. Border, it's an attacker-sided map?
In my opinion, I think Border can really go either way depending on the bans on this map. So, for example, if Mira is gone and Echo is gone, then I think that could switch it into an attacker-sided map. But at the same time, without the Blackbeard, this Glass, or anything like that, I think this is one of the more well-balanced maps in the game. Not too favored in one side, at least in my opinion.
Agreed. And looks as though both teams are ready. And it is Border. So I'm going to start it.
Yeah, and also interesting, what I read in the chat was Razor actually did say that Coastline was Certainty's map. So I think that showed at the beginning there
I thought that because Azur told me that because I messaged Azur and he said that was their map. So
it was their map.
I'm not sure what Razor is talking about, but
Well, whatever the case may be, IF took that map, and that's the end of story. So
Mhm.
we'll see what's going to happen on border here, as it looks like Ying will be taken off the board. Ying really powerful in this map, taking over bunker, and yeah, after what Azure did to them in the first game on Ying, I'm
Well,
not surprised.
that's actually going to be IF banning out the Ying. So
It was.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
yeah,
They
so
switched sides. I
yeah, they
forgot.
switched sides. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I think it was who, because I know that they played Ying as well. Certainty did. Um, but I forget exactly who played it. Looks as though the Mira will also get banned. That's a typical ban for Border. She's useful for the top floor, or just basically defending the top floor in total. And I would
In
imagine
general.
possibly an Echo ban. Yeah, an Echo.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, more standard bans coming out here, as Vivid not going to be able to play the Glass again on this map. So
yeah,
yeah, we'll
unable
see.
to play his not even his favorite. I've heard in his streams that he doesn't even like playing. He doesn't even enjoy playing the Glass, but he plays it just because he's very strong on it, and his team sometimes needs him to play it. So yet again, it looks like top floor defense and a alibi pick. I'd imagine that's gonna get 6 pick possibly from Vivid, as I don't see him as a very strong alibi player. I mean, I've never seen him play alibi before, but I mean maybe they've got some brown breaking strategy coming out. But no, it looks like they will stick the alibi pick. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they choose to use those prismas.
Yeah, Alibi definitely an interesting pick there. So we'll see how it's chosen to be used by IF.
Yeah. Interesting to bring that bailiff too. So a lot of shotguns on the defense to make a lot of holes. So likely to see those holes be used to stop the Ash from possibly going below. There isn't actually a buck on Certainty, so that's actually interesting to see, especially when you, I mean, you can safely assume that you're going to be attacking the top floor.
Right. Without the buck here, they're really going to be relying on that Ash and the Zofia to use their Ash and Zofia charges underneath to get control of that bunker, as the bunker really is a powerful spot on this map, and it could be hard for them to clear with no nades and no smokes, no Ying, no nothing, no Capitao. So interesting to see how Certainty plans on clearing out that bunker spot, unless they go for an office push,
Ooh.
which is definitely possible too.
Some pre-fire is just going to get shot through the main wall here, as it looks as though possibly a repeat from one of the attackers, or I don't know, somebody. It looked as though somebody shot back at Lerm and almost actually hit him. As it looks as though Elvis going to be getting aggressively here into the main balcony just outside of Armory's. Astroworld will be droning out below, so I would imagine, I mean, they're not even sending the Ash down there, so, I mean, Zofia, the only other person, but it looks as though she'll be going...
She's going upstairs too.
She's going up to the window here, if she can make it there, without falling again. But that
Maybe
angle
deciding
play...
otherwise.
Yeah, Vivid, gonna be playing the angle on the main window, is gonna be picking up one of his prismas. I'm interested to see if Vivid is going to be using these prismas kind of like a decoy for the attackers, and possibly to just stand inside of it. But it's gonna be interesting to see how he chooses to play this as we reach about the halfway mark in the round. And Reflex is again going to be going on to his Blackbeard, so since it has been left unbanned, this is going to be a strong role for him to stick on. As we saw him last night play very excellently on that Blackbeard. And I believe this was the map that they played Big Baller on. Am I wrong, or?
I'm not sure. I went to bed early last night, so
I
don't know
think
what
they
the
played, I
maps
think
were.
they played Big Baller on this map, but I'm not sure.
Right, and with time running low here, well, they have gotten the map control they need to take this site. They do not have Vivid off of the bunker yet, or do they? No, Vivid is off the bunker now, and with Elvis getting a pick here, this should be an execute coming down soon from Certainty, as they have the map control they needed with the Blackbeard watching flank. No, yep, so we'll see what they plan to do, as Blur is super lit up, so it's on the Maestro came here to stop the plant and the smoke through the wall. as they will Thatcher, hopefully the Maestro Cam, and they're going to go for the default plant, but no, Vivid once again smoking through the wall, so the smoke through the wall again by Vivid there, stopping really...
That's actually Inrio on the smoke.
So Inrio on the
see
smoke.
him on the smoke, as Vivid's going to peek widely here, going to light up the Blackbeard a little bit and get the kill onto Blur. Lerm going to refrag that immediately, so man advantage back in favor of the defense, or of the attackers, as Vivid has retaken control of Bunker, going for the pre-fires here, but Lerm hits an excellent shot as the flashbangs come flying through. Razor left on the Legion, has put down the diffuser, and with Legion Trap still in play and the Ash still on the Locker's wall, this could be an easy
6
clutch
seconds.
for Razor. He does get the down
downs
to Zofia, but
Zophia's
Lerm
gonna
is
withstand.
able to pick up.
He's
But
back
won't-
up, but no! A nice clutch there from Razor, but again, I gotta wonder, what is Certainty doing? They have the map control. Why is the Blackbeard just slow walking into the site like that and not sticking a plant? But regardless, a nice clutch there from Razor.
It's possible that they didn't even know that the Blackbeard didn't even know that he had the diffuser, and was just going for the cover. But it was interesting there not to see Elvis choose to repel in. But I mean, it was going to be immediate death if he did repel in, as the pre-fire would be very easy from Razor, as that was an excellent 1v3 clutch, and he only needed to get 1 kill.
Yeah, definitely well played there from Razor.
Yeah. So again, going to be seeing them go back down to Ventilation and Workshop, as the alibi comes out yet again from Vivid. So we all knew that Vivid had some strats cooking up for. He's got some strats cooking up for PC, I know, and he's got the strats cooking up for these Go4s, but I don't think anybody really expected the alibi to be as prominent in his strat book as I think it actually is.
Yeah,
I see
definitely.
Vivid reinforcing Armory Wall as well, just to get that top hold going.
Yeah.
The very
We'll be
very
going
important
for
on
the
this
top
map
hold.
to keep this top hold.
It's also interesting to note that there are only 2 drones left from Certainty. So it's it's poor drone work from them. I mean, that's a lot of intel that you're going to be losing out on, since you're no longer, you will no longer have this. So only going to have 7 drones here for this round.
Right. Definitely just... I'm not really sure what happened there in the last round, whether it was lack of intel or lack of pushing power without the nades and the smoke, but they will be choosing to bring the nades this time with reflexes on the buck, so...
It's a little bit too late, possibly, though, for a buck, because, I mean, if you're going to bring a hard breacher for this site, you don't really need the buck unless it's just your preference. The sledge is able to knock down the floor just as well. But still the soft breacher nonetheless, and they're going to actually have 3 soft destructors, as Lerm with the Zofia and Elvis on the Ash. Honestly, don't even think we've seen Elvis play any other operator other than Ash. Although we did see him play IQ last map, so is switching up just a little bit. But again, Asherwald placed on the Thatcher role. It's interesting to see someone with his fragging power and fragging ability play the Thatcher, but I mean, I guess you've got to have somebody play Thatcher, and on a team full of fraggers, one of the fraggers is going to have to play support.
Right, so interesting push here from Certainty, as they're sending, looks like half of the team upstairs and then the other half through detention. So interesting to see what they're going to do with this map control, as they still, IF has 2 players above that can deny plant pretty easily through the floor, and Lerm's gonna be sitting on border skylight, as he might know of the guy's presence. Oh, and he will get the feet right there of Legion, but no, missing some shots, and Legion will escape with his life. That's Razor on the rotate. So 3 players right now upstairs for IF. We'll see
And
if
nobody's
Certainty
pushing
can
them.
capture on this.
No,
No, it
one
looks
is
like they're just
pushing them
choosing to
upstairs.
ignore them right now.
We saw them do this last night against whoever they played. It was either Big Baller or somebody else, but they decided just to ignore the top floor, and I mean, I believe it ended up working out for them in the round. They just had the fragging power, and it's just an unpredictable push. Normally you see people take control of the top floor first, but looks as though actually Razor are going to be playing the off angle on top of the server racks here, as 1 Nitro Cell will go out from the pulse of Giddy. Razor will spot the player out on the front door and gets the down and finish off onto Astroworld. But the Buck has pushed aggressively into sight, and Reflexes gets a nice shot onto I Am Razor. But Elvis gets another kill for himself, and Lerm gets one for him too. So now it's a 4v2 with just the Alibi and the Jaeger, who are still left above. The Hibana gonna get smacked down by Vivid, and Azur with the kill onto Elvis, but Reflexes gets the immediate refrag. So the Buck on very little HP, as the Sophia will have to go for the plant here with 15 seconds left remaining. Vivid, possibly having intel, could possibly deny this plant, but doesn't actually have the holes available to him, so the plant will get stuck by Lerm, and the post-plant positioning will come out from Certainty. Reflexes still low inside of the site, as the drop will come down on to possibly the Archive patches. Will get opened up by that Bailiff. Reflex is now going to have to watch onto two different angles, so difficult play there for him as the run out comes out from Vivid. He's on just about 25 HP, and when he drops his hatch, it probably will be his doom. But no, Reflexes looks the wrong way, so now it's a 1v1 with the Lerm on Zofia and the Alibi. Alibi will run right into the rotation hole, and unfortunate timing there for Vivid, as we'll put the first round on the board. An excellent round from Lerm. I believe he had a 2K or a 3K?
Yeah, really well played there by Certainty. Almost a nice clutch there from Azur and Vivid, but in the end, nice trades coming out there from Lerm on the Zofia, and a better post plant, I'd say, than the last 2v1 they're put in on Coastline.
Just like you said, Razor.
Any stats for us, Josh?
Not yet, really. I mean, I was gonna just bring up the point that you made that Certainty just kind of forgot about the guys upstairs, and it worked out. They got a plant down, and they got into post-plant position. The Buck did peek the wrong way. It was a 50-50 shot, but I mean, if he did peek left and he got the kill on Vivid immediately, that would have been just perfectly executed by them by just, forget it. Leave the guys upstairs. We'll post, we'll plant a little bit off where we normally plant, and we'll get it done.
I think the main downfall to that round was the lack of holes down inside of Archives, because, I mean, you saw Vivid there at the end. He was looking for any holes that he could find onto that plant there, but there just weren't any, and that made it easy for Lerm to just stick that plant. So hopefully you see the shotgun from Inrio find a few more holes on, or at least make a few more holes inside of Archives, as it looks like, yes, he will. So that plant will not be able to happen again as long as they have the top floor control. So an excellent read-in by Investigation File. As I mean, normally you don't want to put too many holes in the top floor, because if the attackers end up taking control of that, it's easy for them to find holes for themselves down onto the defenders. But again, it looks as though actually maybe switching up the push here. Is it not a lot of people actually spawned over towards the custom detention wall. So it looks like it's going to be a top floor take now completely from Certainty, as Reflexes tries to make his way through. Does spot the Alibi peeking just beyond the window as the Prisma will go off. So Vivid actually may eat a grenade here if he's not very careful, and it's a perfect toss
nice
from Reflexes, taking down the...
Oh, and he sees another one too.
Does spot the head of the Jaeger, I think, playing inside of Archives. Yes, Azur on the Jaeger this time. So they've switched up the roles a little bit. Azur will be on the Jaeger, and Razor will be on the Legion. As I say that, it's another kill for Certainty. So another excellent start to this round for the attackers, as Azur is going to give up top floor control, as he's already lost two of his teammates to that push. So it's interesting here, the switch up of the push, catching Investigation File off guard. Is Blur another kill on that Fragmite, as it looks as though Azur trying to run out the main door, or possibly just a wallbang through that door, but Inrio still on the smoke. It's interesting to see him play smoke so much, but trying to find those angles onto the top of metal stairs. But Giddy actually got to find the kill, and a kill for Inrio as well. So two excellent shots there from the defenders, as the smoke canister will come out, trying to deny that pickup of the diffuser, but Reflex is able to just sit just outside of the smoke. Could possibly go for another Kobe grenade here, but looks as though Inrio will choose to back off.
Yeah, and again, they went up 5v2, and in the last round, 4v2, and IF closing the gap again they went from it ended up being a 1v1 last round. So let's see if they can.
The possible throws from Certainty is they're getting maybe a little bit too greedy for those kills without doing the drone work, but it looks as though they will be doing the drone work in this round, as we have 2 of the 3 members left going to be droning out the objectives. Elvis looks to possibly drop down this hatch and take out a few of the barbed wire, possibly with, oh, Inrio gonna flank upstairs and get a kill onto the Ash as he pulls out the shotgun, gonna rotate back down through the hatch. So an excellent play from the smoke as he looks to go right back up the metal stairs. So the unpredictable play as Blur will just drop the hatch along with Reflexes drops from the outside window, and the plant gonna possibly be stuck here any moment as the last 2 defenders have actually rotated upstairs, and another kill for Giddy through the roof, as now it is just Blur. So the 2v5 clutch is very likely here as they know exactly where Blur is, and they have these holes now from above as he's looking for the ability to plant. He has the diffuser. I'm not sure why he's running around the map so much, but it's going to be a win
baby.
for IF. The 2v5 clutch from Giddy and Inrio, as I believe that was Inrio and Giddy's first kills of that match, of this map.
Yeah, well played there from Giddy and Inrio, but I just gotta wonder, how does that happen? How do you let the smoke rotate there? Do you not have flank watch in CCTV? Do you not have a flank watch drone on 90? There's already 2 people dead on your team that could just be sitting on those cams. And again, like you pointed out that one round, they lost 3 drones or 4 drones in the prep phase. Like, these drones that are being wasted could be set up on these flank watches, and then that round there goes in Certainty's favor. So it's not like IF is just wiping the floor with Certainty, but it's just small mistakes, in my opinion, that are costing Certainty these rounds. And it takes a game like last round where instead of it being 6-6 and we're going to overtime, it's now a 7-5 IF win. So it's just small things in rounds like that that really just cost a team in the long run.
Yeah, just the small mistakes is kind of biting Certainty in the ass a little bit right now.
Yeah, definitely.
And
But-
I mean, you can't take away from the gun skill and the game sense from Giddy and Inrio, but I mean, still, even if you're facing against let's just say Pengu and like I don't know, that's a bad example, but even if you're facing off against the 2 best players in the world, I mean, you still shouldn't lose a 5v2.
Right. There's really no excuse for losing a 5v2, except if you lose a 5v2, it's either just an amazing play from IF, or it's just small oversights that give them the opportunity to get those flanks up main stairs, to flank through CC. And then obviously on IF, once they see these opportunities, they're capitalizing them with some nice shots there from Inrio, especially on the SMG-11, which can be a little unwieldy at times, really just landing those shots very well.
A nice angle, may be able to find the head of the bandit, or no, it looks as though Vivid is just out of reach there from the pre-fires. He's wondering where the shots are coming from, but that's going to be out towards the stoplight. Elvis won't be allowed to go just yet. It is a flashing red light, and he'll have to wait 3 seconds before he can push on. But looks as though Reflex is going to be making his way yet again inside of Break Room, as with the Blackbeard, it's something that we've seen him do in the first round, which was a win for IF. So hopefully with the Blackbeard now, it's going to be a little bit more successful for them, as they already taken control of security, and looks as though the drones may have cleared the bottom floor, as Astroworld seems to be doing that now. So a late push here, and yet again no buck. So they choose to bring the buck for the top floor, but don't, or for the bottom floor defense, but don't bring it for the top floor. I don't really understand that reasoning. But
Right, they do have the Capital this time, so Bunker going to be harder for IF to play this time, and they're going to use the Zophias on the wall there, so Bandit's going to be unable to trick it. But those are both Zofia impacts down, and Vivid will, I don't know, he's going to choose not to peek through the floor. But that's the wall going to be opened up there, and Bunker already cleared out. Razor holding the angle on the ladder, so if anyone chooses to go up the ladder, is Razor just feeling confident right now, I guess you could say, with all the 360s, and that's good. When you play confident, you're playing relaxed, you're playing loose, that's when you're going to be playing your best. And so I think just showing us that he is feeling confident in his team, as I would too after that big 2v5 there.
Yeah, it looks as though it will be a full armory wall take, as The Bandit peeks wildly against the wall, but the plant going to start to come down here from the Thatcher. Is the smoke canister actually going to miss? And Astroworld will be allowed to stick this plant, so it's a 5v5 with the plant going down as Elvis will finally find the first kill of the round onto Vivid. So that's the Bandit taking down a few more gas canisters, going to get tossed out by the smoke of Inrio as Astroworld holding the flank here. Actually, that's a punch hole onto the armory wall. But Giddy could actually go for the defuse here if he's able to get that angle onto the bomb. But Astroworld with the punch hole takes down Razor and Blur with the kill onto himself. This would be interesting to see if Giddy's able to go for that defuse. If he's able to do that, that would be huge.
That would be crazy.
I think he's abandoning it, coming around with the SMG-11, and he's going to find one, and he gets Blackbeard. 4v1. It's all up to Giddy, and
no time left, and he will get shut down. Nice effort there from Giddy, but a good execute there from Certainty. Much better.
Yeah, I mean, that was a plant with not even having to clear any of the roamers. That was a 5v5 there. All the utility was left on the board for investigation file, but they were still unable to stop that plant. Interesting. Looks like they're going to be going back upstairs to Armory and Lockers. Is again the primary site. Going to be promoting Giddy to Doc. So
big promotion over here.
Big promotion gets the big bucks now. But no, it will be a 6-pick, so the promotion will be immediately revoked as there was a little bit of a paperwork issue in process. But the 6-pick from Reflex is going to be bringing the IQ. So that's going to help with the pulse, even though they didn't know that it was possibly coming. But, again, not a lot of utility on the attackers. I mean, you do have the Legion traps and the ADSs, and I guess Giddy on the pulse, but it's easy to counter the pulse, or counter the IQ when you're a pulse. If you start getting shot at, obviously you just gotta put away that sensor and try to run away. And normally it's hard to hit the headshots with the pistol in the sensor.
Yeah.
At least that's what I found.
It's a little difficult.
But again, it looks as though going to be switching up the roles a little bit here. Inrio will be put back onto Jaeger. I'm not sure if he was Jaeger last round, but Vivid actually going to be on the smoke, and no Bandit now from the defenses. They're going to choose to just let that wall get opened up for free, as the attackers are putting their utility towards that as well. So it makes sense that they're not going to try to counter that at all.
Right, and with the pulse available this round, last round the attack of Certainty, while they didn't really need the downstairs control as they proved last round, just sticking the plant in a 5v5, this round I'm sure IF is going to make them take downstairs by playing that pulse. So now if they don't clear downstairs, the pulse is going to punish them.
What
oh no.
Wow.
That should have been a free kill for Racers, as Certainty didn't even drone out CCTV before just hopping right in. But the flank watch, I guess, from Blur is will take off the Legion. So, I mean, it's interesting that you put Razor, someone who's a very aggressive player, on a role like Legion. As I'm speaking, Giddy will get the kill on the Nitro Cell. So that's the IQ taken down. So it does take down his only counter on the attack. So an excellent pick for him. But again, as what I'm saying, the putting Razor on Legion, I'd rather see Azure play the Legion and Razor play the Jaeger, and then put Inrio on the Maestro, because I mean, the aggressive player that Razor is, it makes sense to have him play an operator that isn't going to bring utility for the late game. Jaeger's the perfect operator for that.
Right, and now Lerm dueling with the pulse downstairs. So like I said earlier, they're forcing. They, as an IF, is forcing Certainty to clear this downstairs, as this Pulse is just going to play his life right now and try to delay as much time as possible, as Lerm knows the position of Pulse, but Pulse just going to make him come in there and take that fight. Not going to give him the free kill, but he will spot the head, going for some wall bangs, but no, that's not destructible. So Lerm says, you know what, forget it. Minute left, just stay down there, Pulse. And that's not the worst decision in the world, as Pulse has already used his Nitro Cell, so I'm not sure how much impact he can really have from below, especially with these Maestro cams probably going to be Thatchered from Astro World. But no, Inrio, how does that happen? Inrio just walks back to bunker. Like, It's just little oversights like that. Like you have no one peeking the wall. You have them looking through a punch hole. But now Enrio's back in this powerful position with 30 seconds left, and he's getting these quick peeks off. Like, how do you let Enrio retake the bunker there? You have to hold that down if you're certainty. And so now with 30 seconds left, this is going to be a really difficult push here.
Oh,
but no,
the
Capitao
fireball perfectly
yeah,
placed.
nice Capitao there.
Yeah.
From certainty, but he's only down, so they might not even know he's down. They're just going to smoke him off and go for the plant here. Astroworld planting a default spot, but Blur will be downed by the Maestro Cam, and the Maestro Cam spotting from below. Diffuser's down.
Ooh,
There's
a
Azure
double
on
kill
the
for
Maestro
Azure.
again.
Looks
Now in a
down
2v4.
on Jaeger's
It's
still
all
going to be
on to
there
learn.
as the plant is going to have to come down from Elvis, but the smoke canister is cutting that off, so it's a stall out for certainties. Again, the big play from Inrio to make his way back over to half wall was huge because that caused the extra bit of utility to get wasted by the Capitao in order to get him out of there, and it wasted about 15 seconds, I'd say, more of the attacker's time, 15 to 30 seconds of their time than they would have liked. So that plant at the end there with the smoke canisters was perfectly played by Vivid.
Yeah, definitely. And then also with both Capitao bolts being used on the Jaeger on bunker, those are just two Capitaos that cannot be used on that small closet that would have maybe prevented whoever was on the smoke from smoking it through the wall. And then additionally, by choosing to leave the pulse downstairs and not taking out the Maestro cans with a Thatcher or a Zofia, I'm pretty sure I saw Giddy floor banging whoever was on the diffuser there. So even if somehow they were able to take out the smoking closet and the Jaeger on half wall, Giddy was still below with the pulse scanner and the marks coming out from the Maestro cam. So yeah, just again, lack of pushing power, I guess you'd call it. Lack of utility clear.
Lack of assertiveness. Maybe that's not the word I'm looking for. Lack of
They can't seem to clear out the utility of
Yeah.
IF. They're taking too long on their pushes, and so then when they do go for the push, IF has 3 smoke canisters, 2 Maestros, and a pulse playing underneath, and that's just a recipe for disaster. But interesting here that they're choosing to go to bathroom tellers when Ventilation's Workshop is available for them to play. I think.
It's
right?
Yes, it is available.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's gonna throw off the attack. It's something that we see. I know that IF is very good at holding a site. I know that another team that's really good at holding a site is 95. And I believe Slinky, any team that really Slinky is on, because I know he's got good strategy for the site as well. So it's not very untypical to see teams like this go to this site, especially because it's a site that not a lot of people choose to go to. So with the scrims that Certainty might have, they might not be prepared for this kind of a pushes. Blur gonna get the first kill onto I Am Razor, so they did take my advice a little bit and put him back on the Jaeger, but it's not gonna really matter as he gets taken out quite early on. So I mean, at least he's not Legion. So those Legion traps from Azure, they listened to me perfectly. They put him back on the Legion, and I'm curious to see where Inria is. He's back on the castle. So again, Reflex is actually going to push right in and get Azure now, so that will actually be the Legion taken out as well. So a lot of utility off the board for the defense already. They still do have the Nitro Cell from Giddy and the smoke canisters from Vivid, but the castle, Astroworld, how does he win that gunfight? Inrio just not expecting the run out from the Thatcher, as it's now going to be just Vivid to fight against 4 people on this top floor, and the jumping comes in from the Buck, but just barely missing those shots as Reflexes guns him down. So choosing to go to bathroom tellers does not look like it was the right choice for IF.
They're going for the plant right now, and it's just Giddy in a 1v4. He looks like he's stuck over in custom.
Yeah,
he's going to be pushing on stairs, but no, Blur's not. Yeah,
Blur with a 2K on the Fragmite, so an excellent push there from Certainty. That will be the end of the first half. It will be 3-3. So the scoreline better than it was from the last map. Or no, it was 3-3 last map as well, wasn't it?
It was 3-3 as well, yeah.
Yeah, so...
But Razor, they're just getting picked early. Razor, I mean, not the worst thing to lose your Jaeger at the beginning, but the round before that, he did lose the Legion early on. So Razor just getting opening picked pretty early, and that's something you'd like to try and see him cut down on, maybe playing less aggressive there, because the wall was open, like, and you know they're gonna follow up with a drone there, so maybe run away and play your life rather than choosing to peek aggressively onto an opening thermite wall. But yeah, it looks like a completely different lineup here for IF rather than the one we saw from Certainty. So they're bringing the Dokkaebi to call. Instead of the Thatcher, they're bringing the Dokkaebi, so that way Maestro cannot be on the cams at all. And then also they chose to put Vivid back on his... Oh no, Vivid's not on the Buck. But they do have a Buck this round, so they can play that from below, probably a little more aggressively than we saw Certainty play. So we'll see if they're able to take control of Bunker and hold it, as well as call so that the Maestro cannot get on those cams. A little bit better. And then also, if Reflexes chooses to play close to that reinforcement in the closet, you can buck that out from beneath, which we didn't see opened at all by the Zofia or the Ashe on Certainty.
Yeah.
So
the bucket is going to be a lot bigger, I think. I think that's going to help them with the push a lot onto this top floor.
I agree, because the Buck is mainly used to force the defenders into a different position, and that's really what Buck excels at compared to Ashe or Zofia, who mainly use their charges to open things up and push aggressively. But
especially
Buck
if you can open up this
impact.
main wall first, and then buck the, I guess it looks like Legion will be playing here. Buck the Legion out. I mean, that's going to be a free kill as he tries to rotate back over towards the bomb. But like you said, it's interesting to actually see Vivid on the Dokkaebi. Normally, when he does
I feel like I've seen him play Dokkaebi before, but I think it's more of a rare occurrence. And
yeah, I've never actually seen Investigate, as long as I've been casting for, which I mean isn't it's about a month and a half now, but I've never seen an IF actually bring a Dokkaebi. So it's going to be interesting to say the least that they're actually choosing to bring it. Is he will be droning Razor in on the bottom floor. Is already going to be closing up that half wall, so the Legion going to be forced to move off it. It's actually Astroworld going for the for the early flank, as he's going to try to take down the Buck, but Vivid perfectly gets on his drone and will spot that flank out. Then it's going to be easy for the Buck, actually, who has made his way back onto the ventilation unit. So not even going to need to worry about that at all.
Right, so they saw the Maestro cam on the bunker wall right there, so I'm assuming the Ashe or the Zofia is going to take that out shortly. But we're just seeing overall just a better clear of the utility from IF, as they're going for their plants with a minute and 30 seconds rather than 30 seconds as Certainty was. So trying to bait out that smoke and bait out that utility, as yep, the Maestro cam is to short off a half wall. And looks like they're ready to go for the plant, and we will see if they can execute it thoroughly. But no, a nice peek there from Blur will get a down and a kill onto Razor.
And you know,
So,
going to be eating a lot of his health along with Vivid, so that's going to be a lot of HP and an excellent peek out from, who was it, Blur that got the peek out? Or
It was Blur. I think Blur killed the Buck on the ventilation unit.
Elvis.
And Elvis, like I said, rotating back to that bunker, so no one playing underneath or no one really watching it, as there was a down player they had to pick up. So now this round really swinging in favor of Certainty right here, as they do have control of bunker, and it's a 5v3 with the Thermite being weak.
Looks as though they're going to be trying to get this this Vigil or the Jaeger out of the half wall, as the Zofia and the Ashe going to be doing the dual threat here, as the Ashe charge from Azur will take out Elvis. So 30 seconds left in the round, still one smoke canister left from Reflexes and a possible Nitro Salt from Lerman. The Maestro camera is still in play here, so it could be an easy lockout, as they're going to be just tagging up a little bit more onto Vivid, or not Vivid, but Inrio, as he's on literally 1 HP now and will get killed off by the smoke immediately as he steps in. And a flank from Astroworld could possibly get an easy kill, but no, it's not even needed, as Lerm and Reflexes close out the round. So the first round of this half going in favor of Certainty, and it's looking like it's a lot stronger on their map choice, which I believe it is their map choices. That is what Inrio told me earlier, that they chose Coastline, but again, it might not be. I don't know.
Little useless fact for this game so far. That is the first time a team has won 2 rounds in a row. It has gone back to back until now. Yes, this is the first time Certainty has won 2 rounds in a row. That is the first time it's happened all game.
Wow, that's actually really interesting.
Yeah, so definitely a back and forth battle here from each team. Just curious to see if one team will be able to separate out from the other, or if we're going to see an overtime in this map. And it looks like they're going to bring the exact same lineup on IF, but this time switching out the buck for a sledge and the thermite for a Hibana. So pretty much the same exact lineup from both teams, except with Maestro and on Doc now. So pretty similar lineup from both teams.
And again, losing drones early on is investigation file now losing their drones. It looks as though they're actually going to be switching up the roles and going to be putting Vivid back on his buck and Razor back on his sledge. So the double hard destruction from both of them. As I did see somebody in chat saying that the lag was kind of annoying. This lag is only client-sided. Like it's only affecting me. So I don't have my Ethernet cable plugged in. It is a dedicated server, so any lag that you see on my screen, it actually doesn't affect the players at all. So, yeah, just thought I'd inform you all. Again, looks as though they're going to be taking from CCTV as Razor. LM Razor already making his way onto the south balcony and going for a few pre-fires and opening up the windows and such is going to be possibly using them for the flank watch of upstairs. Is Elvis going to be positioned actually inside of offices here, going to be getting aggressed on by the Buck, who is going to punch the window at the perfect time and take down Elvis and make his way over towards Armory as he's looking to find more kills. The drone work coming out here from his teammates though. Giddy will spot out the Legion playing on the Armory wall, but Astrowald hits the shot anyway onto Vivid with the reflex sight. An excellent shot to take down the Buck as he goes for the pre-fires through the wall, but will get lit up by the Ash, I believe that was, sitting inside of Customs, but looks as though he will be finished off by the Ash through the wall, maybe. And so Zer's gonna get aggressive. Razor actually gets a kill onto Lerm, so now it is a 2v4 now. If Astroworld is unable to get through the hatch, but he will, but it's still a 1v4. It's just Blur.
Now.
Yeah, and it's definitely a 1v4 now as they finally finish off the Bandit, and it's just Blur to find 4 of the remaining attackers, but he won't even find one as Razor peeks right out and takes down Blur.
Yeah, really good attack there from IF, clearing out the top floor super effectively and getting the picks that they needed from... They didn't even really need to buck open the floor because defense played their lives and risks their lives rather than falling back to the site. And it resulted in a big man advantage from IF, and they just took advantage of that and didn't even need to plant the bomb. Just a well-executed attack there from IF.
Well, we did see, I believe it was the Valkyrie maybe, or whoever else was playing upstairs with Astrowald. We saw him rotate back down through the hatch, but I mean, I believe he got cut off as soon as he did that. It might have been the Bandit of Blur, but I'm not sure. But someone did try to rotate through the hatch, and I guess Legion of Astroworld was trying to rotate just a little bit too late there. So,
right.
Again, ventilation and workshop. So, not choosing to go over to bathroom or customs. Two of the more porous sites. It basically, if you're not coordinated, and if you don't practice those sites.
This is the typical secondary site for most teams, as not a lot of teams choose to go bathroom tellers just because of the nature of the site. It's pretty difficult to defend. And let's see what Certainty chooses to do differently. It looks like they're going to go ahead and bring Elvis on the Vigil, so that should help with the intel that IF was able to gather last round, which led to those picks. So if Elvis is able to use that ability to remain undroned and have his position hidden from IF, it should make it a lot harder on IF to clear the top floor, especially when there's 3 players right now from Certainty holding the top floor.
Exactly, and it looks like, at least based off the spawns, it's going to be another custom or another CCTV take. That's going to be where Razor and Azur are going to be choosing to push right off the back here. And again, more pre-fires. Yeah, pre-fires perfectly from Razor. He seems to be the pre-fire god. At least whenever I would play him in ranked on Xbox, he was always just pre-firing every single angle known to man. So you really can't peek any angles against, hold any angles against I Am Razor, because he's literally just going to pre-fire you and kill you. like immediately.
As you say that, he pre-fires that soft wall.
Yeah.
Right.
It looks as though it might have lit up the. No, it didn't light up the Legion. His Legion's on the top floor. So, again, yeah, the pre-fire king, as he could possibly go for a grenade on the other side of this wall, but if the drone was there in time, it wouldn't spot out that there isn't anybody there. But this wall has actually been left soft in bathroom, so Razor gonna go for a quick drone and possibly open up this wall as Azure will get the first kill onto Astroworld, but will get immediately refragged by the Vigil. But no, actually the finish off won't come as the impact grenade's gonna fly out and gonna catch them all as Elvis takes down Azure. That's a pretty rare Pokemon for Elvis. Razor looks as though he did actually open up the bathroom wall, maybe, or no, he's just going for the pre-fires in through the soft walls. His Reflexes gets the refrag onto Inrio, so it's a 3v3 and back and forth as Lerm again with the refrag onto Razor, so pushing aggressively into bathroom or possibly a wallbang coming out onto the sledge, as it looks as though the wall wasn't actually opened up into bathroom, so just excellent game senses. Looks as though Vivid gonna be hitting a few of the remaining Legion traps left over from Astroworld as we reach about the minute mark in the round and still hitting a lot of the Legion traps.
Jumps into another one.
Yeah. And very passive angles being held here by Certainty. Elvis inside of Passport, just breaking up on the Passport wall, going for pre-fires on to the IQ. Will actually find the down onto Giddy, and so now it's just going to be Vivid on the Buck. Left alone up top, and he's gonna have to fight with the smoke of Lerm as the grenade is gonna come flying through the hatch and eat a little bit of the damage off of the smoke, and again making some more holes as Vivid showing him us just how excellent he is on Buck, and more grenades gonna be tossed out here. The finish off onto Giddy has yet to come out. Looks as though Elvis is actually baiting this this kill here, and if Vivid, he actually won't go for the kill. He's going to drop the hatch, so has Diffuser in hand and could possibly go for the plant, but won't actually spot the Jaeger playing on the front door, so that's going to be an easy kill for Reflexes as they put the second round, or I guess the third round on the board for the second half. So it's 5-4 now in favor of Certainty.
Yeah, nice adaptations there from Certainty as they did not give up the top floor as easily this time, and there were trades. Although Azure got that pick onto the Legion, it was immediately refragged by the Vigil, and then the Vigil again, just with that ability not getting droned out in customs, led to an easy kill on the IQ. And yeah, just well played by Certainty, adapting to what they saw last round from IF.
Exactly. It looks as though they will go back upstairs to armor lockers, so it has been re-unlocked, so no offsites for Certainties. They're just going to be doing the typical holds. So easily predictable from IF, as they will be bringing the sledge, actually. So going off of the Buck and onto the sledge is interesting. Maybe they thought it was going to be a bathroom holder or a customs hold, but, I mean, as we can see, it's not. So the sledge pick is maybe just another comfort pick for Razor. Maybe not as comfortable on the Buck as he is on the sledge, but I mean, as we stated earlier, I'd rather see the Buck, because the Buck is going to be very powerful for opening up those angles from below.
Yeah, definitely. The Buck allows you to play more vertically from below, whereas the sledge is not going to be able to do that. Although he does have, I like to think that the L85 is a better gun than the C75 or whatever Buck's gun is.
C70 or C78 or whatever.
Yeah. But it looks like just the same hold here coming out from Certainty, so we'll see if IF is better able to deal with those Maestro cams using the Dokubi calls, the Ash charges, the Zofia charges, all that utility that they need to clear out the Maestro cams that are going to be trying to stop the plant that were such a thorn in their side of the last attacking round. But so far, just a standard push right here coming out from IF as they are going to be clearing from CC. Razor probably going to pre-fire another angle right here into offices. And yep, there he goes. And I mean, why not? You might as well get a pick. It's just, you got enough ammo. So just going for a few pre-fires. And it looks like IF will be doing the same take. And Certainty will be doing the same defense. So let's see if the result is any different.
Exactly, and will actually catch the Legion rotating over towards the half wall and rotating back, so as the wall does get opened up, he's going to be actually getting really aggressive here, which As we stated earlier, it's dangerous to do against IF. A lot of these members like to pre-fire every which angle. Razor here. Well, it's actually a deep angle. I'm not sure where that actually is looking.
It's looking all the way through Fountain just to catch and see if anyone rotates out of there.
Oh, it looks like that's all the way towards the main
Fountain.
wall. Yeah, right there into Archives.
Yeah.
So again, the first call going to come out from Vivid as the phones will start ringing, and Astrowell's going to have to tell his girlfriend that he can't answer the phone right now. He's got a match against the champs, the hat trick, not the Trat Hick. That doesn't make any sense. I mixed the letters there. But still a minute 30 left in the round, and the push is already starting to come out. Is Razor actually going to lose one of his grenades? As Inrio is unable to burn out that ADS with the flashbang. So gonna have to waste one more. Actually, doesn't have any more flashbang. So a misplay from the Thermite is Razor will try to go yet again for the grenade, but the ADS is still there. So a huge misplay from him as it looks as though he wants to get really aggressive into sight, but Astral with the wallbang as the peek comes out from Razor. So the pre-fire master will not pre-fire the one angle that he needs to, as Reflexes will use those smoke canisters to stop the plant. But Azur on the window repel will take down Astrowell as it looks as though Blur has actually been down
as well.
Yeah, Blur
So it looks like, they still have those smokes on the run out right there. Probably trying to run out. I'm not sure if they're aware he's down. Giddy has to know he's down right now, but it looks like they're going to be planting the diffuser. He's out of smoke, so they're going to have to run in. A crossfire being held from Giddy, missing a few shots. Still worried
about the Nitro Cell from Lerm as he gets the finish off, and Reflexes with an excellent
Reflexes
shot.
again.
Yeah.
So it's now a 2v2, IF versus Certainty. And Smoke is on one bullet. So one bullet from Vivid on the C75, and he will get the flick. Nice shot there from Vivid.
But Reflex is going to kill of his own, though.
1v1. From below, but Vivid with a nice cleanup right there on to Elvis. So well played there from Vivid and IF in general. Really a nice crossfire setup from Giddy, repelling on that sandwich window. Allowed IF to not stick to plant, but establish those crossfires where they were able to get some trades rather than last round where they just pushed up and got just pummeled by the Maestro. Maybe an ill-advised run out from the Maestro, as he could have used his cams. Now, I'm not sure if I have destroyed the cams or what happened, but if the cams were still up, he could have maybe played those cams instead of going for that run out. That's a pretty obvious Claymore spot.
A big misplay from especially the Maestro player of Blur.
Right. Now, if his cams are gone, then maybe that's not the worst play in the world, but if your cams are up, you got to play those. Your smoke's still up, and you could have possibly held the angle on to Vivid, because Vivid did end up having to walk around the bomb. So possibly a misplay right there, but in the moment, you don't always think of those things. So hindsight's 20/20, as they say, but well played there from IF.
Exactly.
The only thing I would have changed about that push for IF is instead of having IM Razor or LM Razor on that sledge, put him on a Thermite. Not a Thermite, a Thatcher. My bad. Same gun, but instead of burning those grenades like he did, or burning the Fragmites flashes, throw one Thatcher grenade and boom, you got that ADS out of the way. Throw it on the ground outside the wall and it's gone.
Right. I believe what he was trying to do was he was trying to bounce the nade off the wall to get that smoke to stop hugging that angle. But again, you send Buck below and that angle cannot be played, but at the same time you expose yourself to flank. So I like the idea and the adaptation from IF there, just possibly a missed flashbang.
Yeah, just missed flashbangs from Inrio. As he might have wasted those earlier in the round trying to burn the ADS on half wall.
Clear bunker, half wall.
Or bunker, yeah.
But yeah, overall, good push from IF there. I liked the adaptation of putting someone on that sandwich window and having the Claymore there. And it looks like same thing coming out here, so same exact lineup for both teams. And actually, no, did they have the IQ last round? I can't remember.
No, they had the Ash.
The Zofia.
The Zofia.
Yeah.
And Giddy actually 6-picked from Zofia to IQ.
So Razor just holding that pre-fire again, seeing if he can get maybe a lucky wallbang or a lucky kill, and he does not know that there's no one there. But Elvis actually playing the run out a lot more aggressive this time, so if they do choose to rappel up onto that AC unit, or not the AC unit, the half wall, the sandwich window.
Yeah, I imagine that's what
they won't be able to. Yeah, I imagine that too, but he won't be able to place that Claymore there with Elvis playing such an aggressive angle on the Jaeger there.
Attackers have located a bomb.
We're a minute into the round. CC control is in favor of the attack, as Giddy is possibly weary of these windows all being opened and could easily get the headshot onto Elvis, but no, Elvis will spot out Giddy. So Giddy going for the wide peek That's going to force Elvis to come off of that angle, so it could be the time for, ooh, and a beautiful grenade there from Razor, so he will actually take the smoke out. The flashbangs are doing their work now from Inrio, as he's going to get aggressive into office and down the Legion, and the plant is going down from Inrio, and no one is here to cover it. I Am Razor going to get aggressive into sight, but he runs out of ammo, and he's distraught. He goes for the 360, but won't get the kill as Azur gets the frag onto Blur. So it's a 2v4 now.
Razor is definitely OTS right now, as
Yeah,
just goes for a little 360 there. But yeah, that nade trick that they tried to do to take out the smoke, working a lot better this time with the flashes being burned. And again, it all goes back to the adaptation from IF. So yeah, that round they knew the smoke was going to be playing there, and they effectively countered it. Now we're in a 1v4, and Lerm on 1 HP in a dream. If Lerm clutches this, he's the best player ever, or IF is the biggest throwers ever. But no, easy close out there from IF, and it will be match point for IF here.
I'm Razor just in chat, laughing at the lack of ammo in that SMG. So,
Razor definitely off the shit right now. He went for the 360.
I can't believe he went for that 360, but I did notice in chat most of IF actually is negative, so it's actually interesting to see how that they're actually winning this map. Azur going 10 and 8, really carrying his team in frag wise, and Razor going 8 and 9, so not too far behind, but again, reflexes. I mean, the grenade play there from I Am Razor won them that round, I'd say, because I mean that took the smoke off the board very early on, and it allowed for him to push aggressively into office and get the kill onto the Legion as well.
Yeah, definitely. Just Razor making a great play right there with the nade, and then the follow-up kill onto the Legion really just put the round, pretty much closed it out right there in the 5v3 with no smoke. Just a great push there. Great individual play from Razor.
Looks like they're going to be pushing out this top floor yet again, and it's an interesting, I'm not sure if they used this last round, but it's actually an interesting wall to reinforce, because if IF choose to go for a archives plant, that'll make it a lot easier, because I mean they only have.
Well, the site is downstairs, so they are defending.
You're right.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the reason for reinforcing that wall is I'm pretty sure last round they opened up the angle onto the small closet from the vent window, and so by reinforcing that wall, you just cut off the angle and you make it safer to rotate down the hatch, so that Legion doesn't get caught on the rotation there, or whoever that was. I can't remember who it was, but they won't die rotating this round. So good adaptation there from Certainty. And if you're Certainty, you need this round. This is your hopes and dreams right here.
Yeah,
like match point. You've lost 5 maps in a row to IF. You gotta bring it back. Otherwise, Twitter is going to be wild now. You can't feed their egos anymore. But anyway,
Razor with the 360 again. He's
feeling confident, man. But like I said, Certainty needs this map right here. Like they have to, like a 2-0. You don't want to show a 2-0, even if it's a 5-7 in both maps. It's still a 2-0 from IF. And Certainty needs to really come together right here and bring this map back into their favor.
Vivid will spot the Legion trying to get aggressive onto that main balcony, as he will go for the call, and Elvis gonna possibly get forced off this angle, as he will actually hear the rappel come out from Vivid. So it will fall off, yeah.
That was the first time IF won 2 rounds in a row, and then they do it to put it on match point. So let's see what.
Giddy with a nice kill. Can he follow up with a double? With no. Nice trade there from Astroworld, missing a few shots, and Azur will capitalize. Oh, the missed shots there from the Legion, but Azur put on practically 1 HP. Probably going to need to go for reset, and Vivid with another kill onto Blur. So this is not looking good for Certainty. This could end in a 2-0. With the Dokkaebi still alive, cams are hacked. We're really going to need to see some heroic plays here from Reflexes and Lerm. But not all is lost. They did get a pick on a Thatcher, and the Ash is on 50 HP. So let's see if they can bring this back into their favor. Reflex is going to be playing the angle in vents. He's going to rotate. He's getting aggressive on the front door as they need a pick here, or IF is going to pick them apart and get that side control that they need. Vivid looking like he's ready to go for the drop. Azur probably burning barbed wire, and ADS is yes, so they will be going for the map control. Above, Razor doing 360s as he does, and they're just opening the floor here, but they're wasting a little bit of time, so it's getting more of a better situation for the defense here as they're both pushing into the site. But no,
Oh.
Azur gonna get the Jaeger, and Inrio will close it out onto Lerm. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. It will be 6 maps to 0 if you go back across the last 4 Go4s for IF. Well played to them.
Yeah,
Yes,
it looks
absolutely.
though Certainty will be unable to get that much needed win as they'll just fall short yet again to the 4-time in a row champs now of IF as they will win that map out and will go in favor of the champion. So an excellent map there from Reflexes, but he will be the only person left on his team that remained in the game. But I was able to get the scoreboard up for y'all before they left, so you're able to see what everyone went. But that was a good deal for. I mean, it was a 2-0, but I mean, still a lot of those rounds were close, and both of those maps were close as well.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
Certainty, you can't get discouraged there. You had IF. You were so close. Think about it. 7-5, both maps. Both maps with not huge throws, but throws from Certainty. The 2v1 on the coastline map with the retake there from Inrio, that he should not win that. That's just a great play by Inrio and a little bit of a throw from Certainty. If that round goes differently, now it's 6-6 overtime, a completely different outcome possibly. And then on this map, was it 5v2, 4v2?
A
4v2.
5v2. It was a 5v2.
5v2. Yeah, the 5v2. Those are just small things, like I said, that can end up costing you. And in this case, it did end up costing Certainty, as those 2 rounds can swing the entire outcome of the match. It's now a 7-5 when it could be 6-6, and we're looking at overtime here.
Exactly. So that will be it for us tonight. A 2-0 in favor of Investigation File. They will win their 4th Go4 tournament in a row now. So after 95 has been unfortunately able to show up for some tournaments and has been protested and lost some close matchups against some good teams. Investigation File sits atop the standings right now for Xbox. So it's interesting to see nonetheless. But we have enjoyed casting this for you all, and we hope you all enjoyed, as it has been me, Oreo, and Taco Joshi casting for tonight. So thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back with you again next week. Hopefully, I know Oreo won't be, because I know Oreo plays in the Go4s, and he's got a very good team.
If we get bounced early, I'll be back on here. So,
and I know
we'll
Josh.
see.
I know Josh enjoyed this. So, you enjoy it, Joshy?
Oh yeah, I have a bunch of fun casting these. I was a little quiet this game. I was taking a lot of notes, writing down a lot of stuff, just for future references and all that. So
again, it's hard to cast with 3 people, especially when it's 2 people. Like me, I'm obviously the head honcho here, because I'm the only ESL caster in here. Oreo's more of like our intel guy. He knows all the strats. He's the pro player here. Joshy's our like little nerd behind the computer screen who's keeping track of everything for us. So it couldn't have been done without Joshy, as well as Oreo. So it's a lot better to be able to stream with other people, as mostly it's just me by myself. So it gets tiring, and it's very hard to talk over the entire match. But again, that will be it for tonight. So thank you all for tuning in, and make sure you tune in next week, as I will be streaming the Go4 again next week. So more excellent matches to come, and hopefully some of these teams are going to put in some work to possibly take down IF. So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see.